double check, make sure we're rolling. There we go. All right. Nice. All right. Well, welcome everybody to Huddle Up. We got a bunch of good stuff on tap today. We have some college basketball and NBA rankings we're going to go over. We're going to kind of start that out there. Everything else we're kind of going to go into. We got regular football news. We got fantasy football news. We got the works, baby. Um, Real quick, thank you to everybody who has been subscribing. Thank you to everybody who has been pretty much like being there as far as like the views, subscribing, and a couple likes. Got a couple interactions on the page itself as far as like the post. Please let us know if you like me doing that, like when we're going to go live, all that good stuff. Um, yeah, no, just thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. And with all that being said, we're going to get into the intro. See you in a minute.
All right, guys. Thanks for showing up. See you. Great episode. Nuts.
All right, we are back. So I figured on the littler topics today, at least for us, we can go over the college basketball. There's college and NBA basketball. There's a lot surprises kind of happening in there. Um, so with college basketball, we got number one Purdue 6-0. It's just still really early in the season, by the way. We're just kind of
Yep.
getting it out there.
Yes, it
That way
is.
we can touch on it, kind of relevate it to something else going on. We don't just talk football here. Like we're gonna go over sports as they happen. It's hard to be
Yeah.
pumped up about the NBA because we still have 79 games left in the season. You know,
Yeah.
or not really 79. I did not realize how far along we are in the NBA season. By the way, had no idea. The Pacers are 2-15. We're
Yeah.
17
They're
games in.
they're they're terrible.
Yeah, no, they're horrible, but we're 17 games in. That's what made me
Yeah.
realize. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so starting off with college basketball, we got Purdue 6-0. They're ranked number one. We got
Yep.
Arizona 6-0,
Yep.
Houston 6-1, Duke
Yep.
7-0. I didn't really go into the details on why they're fourth versus that one, but I think it's points for and points against. I think that's just all it really works out to, along with
Yep.
conference. It depends
Yep.
on like their conference. Um, you got UConn, always been a fan favorite ever since the NCAA basketball games like 2009 came out.
Yep.
I've always picked
Mm-hmm.
UConn. They're 5-1. Best start they've had to in a minute.
Yep.
Louisville 6-0.
Louisville. Yep.
Michigan 7. They're ranked 7, 6-0. Alabama 4-2, but they had a horrible loss apparently yesterday. Or one of the two that they lost. I don't know if it was yesterday's game, but they had a horrible beatdown. It just looked horrible. 9 BYU 4-1, and then number 10 is obviously Florida, reigning champs. I could see them completely clearing up the whole way for them. I feel like they're going to be another national contender after watching them a little bit. I don't really like watch the game. I just kind of bet on it, and then I'm there. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at with that. But no, Purdue's looking crazy good. Florida, Louisville was looking pretty clean. They got a three ball. That team
Yeah.
went like second half of the one game. I believe it was Monday. Second half they went, I think like 10 out of 13 or 10 out of 14 for the first like
Nice.
10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see them light it up. That's kind of what Louisville's always been though. They've never been that big team. Purdue's always been that big
Yeah.
team. You got Duke has always been that bigger team, but Duke's more of a
Yeah.
hybrid. Like they got big guys that can shoot. You know.
Yeah.
Moving on to the NBA rankings. This one, there's a lot of new faces, and I love it. Like, yeah, it sucks seeing the Pacers, go 2-15.
Yeah.
It really does. But at the end of the day,
Still a lot of basketball.
dude, I love 100% a lot of basketball, but I
Yeah.
love seeing people come out of nowhere. I love seeing the tides change, like this year in the NFL. You know,
Yep.
it's not the same people at the top. It's different people,
Yeah.
different places. You get to learn about different stories.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different on the East. The West is kind of the same
No,
for the
yeah, that's fair.
for the most part. You know what I mean? But the
I
East is
mean,
definitely
the West
mixing it
definitely
up a little
has
bit.
a couple surprises. At
They
least for
do.
me, there's the two. There's the two surprises. But for the East, you got the Pistons ranked one.
Yeah,
You got
they're playing great.
Raptors ranked two.
Hmm.
Toronto's just killing it this year in sports.
Yeah,
You got the Heat number three.
yeah,
That's a big one to me. I did not realize they had a team the way they do. That's a big one. Cavs and Knicks, number 4 and 5.
yeah,
I saw
yeah,
them being ranked up there. They've always put on the works.
yeah.
Give me 1 sec.
You're good.
Give me 1 sec, guys.
And we're off on a commercial break, everybody. Those of you who are following and watching, let us know in the comments what you guys are all doing for Thanksgiving, and we'll
Sorry
try
about
to
this.
respond as best as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, understand that you got the holidays coming up. We might not respond to every comment. Might not
Yep,
respond to every message that gets thrown out there. We're kind of steering away from Twitch. We're kind of just mainly focusing on YouTube. Um, better, as of right now, it is kind of more better viewership, I guess, with uploading videos.
yeah,
But at least here you can see us go live.
yeah,
You catch it in live time and then just rewatch it later.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so got the Cavs and Knicks. Those are expected 100%. Um, they've always been up there the past couple years. It'd be cool to see them get to the promised land. But the Pistons would, I'm always going to be a fan favorite of Detroit. Um, you just can't not be. And then on the West, you got the Thunder, you got the Lakers, the Nuggets. Then you got the Rockets. Kevin Durant kind of turned that team around. And then you got the Spurs. I could see the Spurs more than the Rockets, but the Rockets are off to a hot start. You cannot deny that.
yeah.
Lakers, with LeBron missing all those like a certain amount of games at the beginning of the season, they've really turned it around. Luca and Austin Reeves are
Playing
insane,
lights out. They're
playing
playing
lights
lights
out,
out.
dude. Uh, you know, you've got you've got LeBron. LeBron's playing like the last couple at least highlights that I saw of the Lakers, LeBron's playing a good role. He's getting the rebounds. He's playing hard
Yeah,
defense. He's doing a good role player stuff while Austin Reeves and Luca got the hot hand. That's something that I feel like LeBron hasn't had to do in a minute.
yeah,
He's never had to really do that in his career. The last time he did that, at least the way I saw him play now, the last time they did that was in 2020 with the bubble, and they won that championship. But when
yeah,
you got the guys there, you got the right guys in the spots. Playing the role player position isn't too bad when you can rely on everybody else.
yeah,
And then the Thunder, they're just a team to beat.
yeah.
You
They're
got
so good.
SGA turning into the Mahomes of the NBA. The dude always seems to find some kind of way to the foul line, even when
Yep.
nobody touches him. It's just phenomenal seeing. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong, they're a fantastic team, and the whole goal is to get to the line. But man, some of these calls they're just iffy. They're just iffy.
And well,
But
that's the NBA for you, man.
100%, they're softening up for sure. Um, so that's kind of all we really got on the takes as far as college NBA. Once again, guys, we're going to be doing um, a lot more of the that kind of stuff as the seasons go on. To me, I'm sorry, and unless you guys really like make a push for it, it's just not that exciting. I don't find it to be. It's like the beginning of a NASCAR race. You
Yeah.
got everybody doing the same thing. You might have a crash, you might not. Then you
Well, there's
just
a lot of
consistently
basketball.
see it. Yeah,
A lot of
exactly.
basketball. It's like talking baseball. There's a lot of baseball throughout the years.
100%.
Unless you're talking, sports betting or fantasy or something like that, and you're really into those kind of things, it's kind of tough talking, major. you know, basketball, college basketball, baseball, things like that. It's tough to talk about at the beginning of the season. Some of the big things might pop up like injuries and things like that. But other than that, it's, you know, football, it's, yeah, 18 weeks, you know,
Exactly.
and
And
it's,
each week
one
is
game a week.
just
It's one game a week too. So it's
exactly,
like every game counts, where in basketball, you could lose 30 games and it's not a big deal. You
exactly.
know what I mean? You can lose 40 games and not a big deal, so
Yeah, you always still got a shot at like some kind of
yeah,
playoff contention. And then
yeah,
with the play-in tournament now too,
which I think they're
you
in right now, right? The
yeah,
in-season tournament. Well,
yeah,
they're in the in-season tournament, I should say right now.
yeah. The end season, my bad. The play-in is at the end,
At the
so it's
end.
kind of like the wild
Yeah.
card sort of
Yeah,
situation.
it's basically a wild card, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, hopping into some football, man. We got some stories. Cowboys come back to beat the Eagles. I believe they were down 21 nothing. Key
Yep. 21
turnovers.
nothing.
Key turnovers, fumbles from Saquon, fumble on the punt return, I believe it was.
Yep.
Um, you just can't do that. You can't
Yeah.
expect to be the team that you want to be as far as the Eagles go, and have those kind of turnovers, especially Saquon, the guy who touches
Yep.
the ball probably the most out of everybody.
Yep.
You can't have that. Going off of the special teams though, you're starting to see. I think this year is like the make or break year. I think people are going to start putting more of their more skilled players on special teams. Not just you have a receiver who can't catch the ball, he's going to special teams. You got
Yeah.
you got a dude who can tackle, but he's really freaking slow, so we'll put him on special
Yeah.
teams. Let him get the running start. I think you're going to start seeing after this season a lot more skilled players
Yeah.
on the at least on the defensive side, so kicking the ball. I believe you're going to start seeing it because we're seeing people, and even on the receiving end, like on the offensive end, you've got the game where the Patriots played the Dolphins. You had the Malik Washington punt return for a touchdown,
Yeah.
and then the very next play you got the Antonio Gibson uh, kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
You had six back to back. It was a double punch. And
Yep.
I think with seeing every week has some significant, from a block punt to a return, or even like the biggest thing this year is fumbles on the return. You're seeing a lot more people try to do all this flashy stuff with, like, you have people running over here to receive the ball when it's really over here. Um, you're getting a lot more. It's a lot more of like a chess match, and that's what I like to see. It's like, do
Yeah.
you have the right parts in the right places to either make that stop, get a good return, um, especially with the ball, especially with the ball coming out from, you know, with the new kickoff rules. Typically, teams have the ball like what, the 30 or 35 this year.
Typically, yeah.
Um, so you have all those. You got all the teams that are kind of doing all that stuff, or like when you have a team receiving it at that end, and then the punt returns, they just become more crucial. Like, are you going to be able to get the returns? Are you going to be able to like put the ball down where you want? And we've actually had the most punts this year within a 5 yard like within the 5 yard line, to where like it's down at the 5 yard line or in. So punters are getting more skilled.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the one punt. I can't remember what team he is on now, but Tommy Townsend, he was the old punter of the Chiefs. He had a punt. It landed on the one and then backflip to like the 3 or 4. Dude, it was a
Yep.
beautiful punt. It's an absolute Pat McAfee golf shot. It's just phenomenal to see, like, it being such a
Yep.
chess match, and that's what pumps me up
Yep.
about that. We got Raiders. Moving on to the Raiders, they fired their defensive coordinator Chip Kelly. Um,
Offense. Offense coordinator.
oh, was it offense?
Yeah, he's an offense coordinator.
Oh, whoopsies.
Sorry.
Um, so they fire
Remember we
offensive.
talked about they fired remember we talked
Dude,
about they
I
fired Pete
swear to
Carroll?
gosh, I saw something.
I
There was a
saw it.
whole article about,
There was, but we were
dude,
completely wrong.
yeah,
We were completely
100%.
wrong about that.
We were so wrong about that. Just so everybody
I saw him
understands,
on
on
the
our very
sideline. I
first
thought it was an
episode,
old game.
dude, I did the same thing. I'm over here like, where the fuck's, where's the Monday night? Freaking dude.
Yeah,
To everyone who watched the first episode, we did say Pete Carroll did get fired.
we were
Whatever
sorry.
the
We were
case
wrong.
is, we were bamboozled. The buffoonery was going crazy that game. All right. Um, yeah, we were completely wrong. Jake, I saw the same thing. I saw Pete Carroll, And I said, huh, that's weird. And then Dez was like, what? And I was like, that guy's supposed to be fired. He's no, he just
I
lied to a bunch
literally
of people.
turned it. I turned the game off and re-looked at it to see if it was the right game was on. If it wasn't a
Bro,
rerun,
bro, I swear I had a
it threw
whole
me
article
off.
about how they fired him. So I don't know if there was
Yeah,
like a firing and then rehire right away or what, but no, he was fired. That dude
yeah.
has he
I
he
saw the
got
article. I remember.
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But with you being, let's say you get the keys to the Raiders, what's kind of the first thing, obviously
Geno
this
Smith
year,
is gone.
y'all
Geno Smith
100%,
gone right off the rip. Right off the rip. Geno
100%.
Smith is gone. Um, I mean, that team is just bad. I mean, I don't think they have bad players. I think they've got some pretty solid players on there. I think Genti is a good running back. I think they need to fix up that O line a little bit.
Well, they don't
You
have
need
any
to bring
depth.
right.
Everybody's
That well,
pretty
that's
much
the
the
other thing.
starter is the lifeline.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
can't get
So
depth.
they need depth. They need a couple new offensive linemen to help out. You've got arguably the best tight end in the NFL in Brock
And you
Bowers,
can't get
and
him the
then you've
ball.
got and you can't get him the ball, and then you've got another stud tight end in Michael Myers, who is also a dog,
Yep.
who's
And then
not getting the
you're
ball.
seeing Trey Tucker, who you they threw him the ball 10 times, he caught it for three.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got to get him the ball. He's a
yeah,
speedster, but then you also got
yeah,
Tyler Lockett. Their receiving game has
yeah,
been pretty flip flop these past 3 or 4 weeks, but you
yeah,
cannot get them the ball because of a trash O
yeah,
line and
yeah.
Geno Smith. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if
He's
he's
just not
trying
good.
to be done.
He's a system quarterback, and the
100%.
system doesn't fit.
No.
The system fit in Seattle. That's why he had this success he had.
Exactly.
He hasn't succeeded anywhere else besides Seattle since coming into the
Yep.
league. He's a system quarterback, and that's it.
And
And it's
Seattle's
just
more of
not
a
working.
defense heavy system. Like Seattle, I
Right.
think this is the first year we're seeing they still have a great defense, don't get me wrong. But I think this is the first year we're seeing Seattle have more of an offense based system,
Yeah.
putting down the yards, putting up the numbers, doing
Yeah.
what they need to do versus like the defense making plays for the offense.
Yeah.
Um, and you're not going to have that with the Raiders. The Raiders, their defense is average, really below, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you have so much potential. And, when it comes up to this draft, I'm sorry, but if I am the Raiders right now, Mac Jones, congratulations, you are wearing black and silver next year.
Yeah.
Mac
See,
Jones is wearing black
I'm
and
gonna
silver.
I'm gonna ride. With I'm gonna ride with Pete Carroll for one more year.
Yep.
I'm gonna see as an owner, I'm gonna evaluate what he's doing. Who is he bringing in the offseason? What other quarterback is he bringing in? Are they sticking with Geno? I don't care if Geno's in the building, but are you bringing in another quarterback to compete with him? Because they don't have anybody else to compete. Aiden
Yeah.
O'Connell or whatever, O'Donnell, he's not good. He's shown he's not good. So who are you
Yep.
bringing in? Like you said, I'm calling up the Niners and I'm saying, hey, is Mac Jones available? I'm calling up the Green Bay Packers. Hey, is Malik Willis available?
100%.
I'm calling up some of these teams that have
I'm
good
calling up the
backups.
Cowboys too. Is Joe Milton available?
Is
He's
Joe
somebody
Milton
that you can
available?
easily pull a fourth, fifth round
And
pick
he's
for.
young. And
He's
he's
young,
young.
yes.
Young.
And dude, it's so crazy
So
seeing him go into the game. You know, he goes in the game when Dallas was getting their butt whooped. I forgot by who, but
and drives down
he goes
like it
down,
was no
scores
tomorrow. Yeah, like it was
exactly,
it. And then they just run the ball. Like they were down like 3 scores,
and they're just
cut it
running
to
the
two
ball.
scores, and there was like 6 minutes left, and then they go down and score within 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and then they just like, well, nope, the game's over.
Defense comes up with a fantastic, I think it was fumble or interception, one of the two,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they're just
And then
running the clock out.
they're like,
It's like,
nope,
come
we're
on.
just gonna run the clock
But
out.
I think,
Yeah,
and hear me out, say what you will, that was a clear indication to keep Cowboys fans in check. If Joe
yeah,
Milton would have went down there again and scored a touchdown, and
yeah.
they would have been in within 10, you're not
They're
putting
calling
him
for
Dak
Dak
Prescott.
Prescott's job. Yeah, they're calling for Dak Prescott's job. Yeah,
Exactly, and he's the golden
yeah.
boy.
And they
You
don't want
can't
that. Yeah,
have that.
yep. Yeah, they don't want that.
No, 100%. But yeah, dude, absolutely. I'm riding with Pete Carroll one more year. And honestly, too, if you're the owner, Pete Carroll's been in the game long enough. He's a Super Bowl champion coach.
Yeah,
Bring him in. Hey man, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to do. We
yeah,
should try to steer in this direction, or what do you feel?
yeah,
And
yeah,
he's not going to say no to a Mac Jones.
yeah,
He's not going to say no.
yeah,
Keep Geno Smith. Maybe not pay Geno. maybe I would
Yeah.
renegotiate his contract the way he
Yeah.
was, originally supposed to be paid. But
Yeah.
what I'm doing is I'm bringing him in, and he's going to be the mentorship, just like Jacoby Brissett was for Drake May. Yeah, it probably didn't do anything, and it probably didn't help nothing.
Yeah.
But to get, the experience that they have from being from organizations that they've obviously seen not work to work, Geno Smith and Mac Jones kind of got that in common. Bill Belichick really ruined the
Yeah.
Patriots before he left. Mac Jones was in a system that didn't work. Then you see Mac
Yeah.
Jones out here slinging it, winning for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Same thing with Geno Smith from the Jets
Yeah.
to the Seahawks. Um, moving on, Shadir Sanders win debut. What'd you see in it?
I don't think it was every. It's so tough. Um, I don't hate the performance. I think he played well enough to not lose the game for them. He had some really nice throws. He made some nice plays. I Everybody's like, oh well, he threw for 200 some yards. He was like, 11 for 20, blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, his one touchdown was a swing route that the running back house called for 60 yards. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. He had a really nice 50-yard throw on the roll, beautiful pass,
100%.
awesome. I think the biggest takeaway from that game is he only took one sack all game.
Yeah.
That is huge because he's the type of guy who holds on to the ball too long and he takes
Yep.
6, 7 sacks a game. Because when he came in against the Ravens, he played for like 5 minutes and got sacked like 6 times.
Yeah.
So good on him for winning. He got the win. He did enough to not hurt his team.
Yep.
He did a good job of getting the ball out of his hands, not doing too much. That's awesome. I'm not gonna fucking praise him for having mediocre stats because I
Right.
think Dylan Gabriel has done just enough to do exactly the same. Dylan Gabriel didn't look fantastic. Dylan Gabriel didn't look bad. Now there were moments where Dylan Gabriel looked bad, but Dylan Gabriel also played more games. So now we're going to see when he comes up against good competition, not the
Yep.
shitty fucking 2-8 Raiders, arguably the worst team in the NFL. Let's see what Shador does now
Hey, give me
because
one sec, big dog.
you're good. Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
You're good. Yeah,
No.
I just think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a test moving forward for him to see
100%.
not only against better competition, but is he growing as a player? And the one thing I don't like, and I think Rex Ryan touched on this, um, he's saying too much I
Yeah.
and not we. We as a group played really well. We as a group won. We this, we that.
Yeah.
And then when you do really bad as a team, you say, I did bad. I played bad. I need to play better. And I think that comes with leadership. And I don't
Yeah.
think he's there yet.
No, and touching on that, and that's what everyone who was complaining about Shadur not starting and all this other stuff, shut up. Because the whole
Yes.
I is exactly what the coaches saw. They're playing
Yeah.
him because they have no other options. They're not playing him
Yeah.
because he came in, impressed everybody. They're
Yeah.
playing him to see if I believe they're playing him to see if he has what it takes to not be cut next year, to not be
Yeah.
traded. Because I
Yeah.
believe Dylan Gabriel did just as good, and he played against actually better teams, not the
Yeah.
2-8 Raiders. Dylan
Yeah.
Gabriel had a bunch of great. His percentage on the run, throw on the run, was phenomenal. It was like a 55% throw on the run
Yeah.
rate compared to Joe Flacco and Shadur this year. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
But Shadur doesn't have enough attempts to register a proper percentage, though. But
Yeah.
no, it's with Shadur, it's one of those things where it's like cool. He did something that I like. You beat a team you were supposed to beat. You didn't
Right.
put your team in jeopardy. You went out there and you
Yeah.
did it. Um, but yeah, dude, it's just the whole. You got to get over the persona. Cool, you're a Sanders, but don't try to be your dad.
Yeah.
Don't try
Yeah.
to have
You
your dad's standards or
we
whatever.
talked about this before we
Yeah.
started this podcast. There's a big difference between being confident and being arrogant.
Yep.
And he's arrogant, and you can't have arrogance at the quarterback position.
You
At the
just
quarterback
can't.
position, you're the professional leader. You're the leader of the team. You can have some swagger, you can have some confidence and stuff like that, but you can't have arrogance at the quarterback position. You can have it at the corner position. You can have it at the running back position. You can have it at the receiver position. You can have it at pretty much any position on the planet except for quarterback. And he needs to learn that. Plain and
Yeah.
simple.
He and one of the things too is I'm really curious on when they do lose. The Browns are a team that is going to lose again.
They
How is
are.
he gonna
What?
how is he gonna
How is he
talk
going to
about it?
react?
Is he gonna
Yes.
talk about, oh, I did awesome, like, the win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed
Yeah.
everyone what they were missing. I did this, I did that.
I
Is it gonna be the
and
same eye? Is
and
it gonna be the
listen,
same eye,
and
or
and
is it gonna
and
be a,
that
oh, we need to do better, they need to do better?
right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If he could throw 100 for 100 for 5,000 yards in a game with 10 touchdowns, and if you lose, you still need to say, I need to play better.
100%.
I need to do this because
That's
that's
just
what happens. When
that's
you
just how it
lose,
goes.
you don't point fingers at everybody else. You point it back at yourself as a quarterback.
Yep.
Plain and simple. There is no ifs, ands, or buts.
You're
So that's
always
going
the
to be the
problem.
biggest thing.
You're
That's
always the
going to be the
problem.
biggest thing. Whether he does really well or does really bad, he needs to say, "Hey, that's on me. This loss is on me." So we're
Yep.
going to see how he does that because they're going to lose. And plain and
100%.
simple, they're going to lose again.
Now,
So we'll
it'd
see.
be awesome if they didn't, and I would love to see him get in
Yes,
here, get a streak
one
going, and like
one
finish
one
out
hundred
the
percent.
season crazy strong, get over 1,000,
Yeah,
200 yards. I don't think that'd be. I mean, that would be crazy games, but I'm just saying
yeah.
to see him do something like that. How Drake May was
Yeah.
500 yards behind, like Mahomes
I mean,
last season.
they're gonna lose this weekend anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
Who do they play?
The Niners.
I the Browns
No,
are one of the Browns are one of those teams.
I
Hear
mean
me out.
their defense is going to keep them in the game, but
Exactly. Yes.
offensively, I don't think they're going to be able to match with San Francisco. I just don't.
A
I don't.
hundred
Now
percent. But
they
now
could,
the
but
Browns have done the Browns are definitely a good defense though. Here's my thing.
well, they
The
are. They
Browns
are.
the Browns always make stuff happen for the offense. They give them
Yeah,
extra possessions. They give them what they
yeah.
need to win.
Well, I
That's what
mean,
they did with the
when
Packers.
you
That's
have
what they did
Miles
with the
Garrett getting
Packers. Bro.
5 sacks in a game, I mean, what more do you need?
But
You know, but
when
at
you
the
got
same
him
time,
getting
it was
five
also against the
sacks,
Raiders.
well, even then though, he got 5 sacks against the Patriots and they still
Yeah,
lost. So it's like,
yeah,
okay, it's one of
yeah,
those things where if the offense
yeah,
actually got their hands on the ball and did something with it, even a field goal,
yeah.
that game would have been completely different.
Points. Points matter, man. Points
Points
matter.
are points, baby. Um, Moving on, we got Baker Mayfield hurt, left with
Yep.
the left shoulder in sling.
Yep.
Um,
He's out.
he's trying to fight through it apparently.
He's
Um,
it's not happening.
yeah, I don't see it happening. It says on one of the sites or one of the articles that there's a chance he could play. I don't see it happening. But
No,
here's the thing:
he's gonna be out at least a week.
he hasn't even done some of the protocols as far as testing goes, as
Yeah.
far as his shoulder goes. He's still trying to sling, or he's still trying to play. I think he's trying to hide. I think he might know there's might be could potentially be
Yeah.
something bigger. And with the Bucks right now, you can't really have that. So my question to you is: can the Bucks, if needed, make a run without Baker? And one of the biggest things that we could take into question is who were the Bucks going to play?
It's a good question. I mean, they've got Teddy Bridgewater as their backup.
He's not a bad
Um,
backup.
no, I
He
mean he's shown that he can be good.
exactly.
They've obviously they've got a team down there. It's not like he's coming in for the Raiders. You
Yes,
know, you've got a Bucks team that it's a winning team down there. They've got studs and dogs on that team all up and down.
100%.
Um,
You got Arizona, New Orleans, Atlanta. You
that
could have him out
that's
for the
an
three
easy
weeks
one.
needed.
Yeah,
You
and
got
you'll
it
be fine.
because
Yeah.
you got Chris Godwin.
Um,
You got Sean Tucker's out,
yeah.
but Bucky Irving's back
Um,
though.
Bucky Irving is back. Yep.
You got Abuka.
So
You got all these guys playing phenomenal football.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think the Bucks will be fine.
they could be.
I think the way their schedule is set up right now, that you could sit Baker and let him rest for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and be just fine.
Yeah,
They'll be okay.
100%.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I don't.
if you really want to do it, like the main goal at this point in the season is rest. The
Yeah.
main whole thing, and that's why I think the 49ers are going to have a big strong push at the end of the season is because their bye week is next week. You
Yeah.
know, Christian McCaffrey, like they're still
Yeah.
putting up big numbers. He gets that
Yeah.
week off. A lot of teams don't really perform the way they should. You know, after the whole week they get complacent,
Yeah.
whatever, lazy. It's like they took 3 weeks off. But with the 49ers being in the hunt, I could see them kind of turning the corner. And that's where it's like if Baker could just get if he could get the 3 weeks, even suited up. I don't care. Maybe not this week, but next week,
Yeah.
have him suited up. And if shit
Eh,
starts going haywire,
they're not.
slap him in.
That won't happen. That won't happen. That's never happened ever in the existence of the NFL. If your starter is suited up, he's starting. Because if you're confident enough for him to come in and play, you should be confident enough to start him. So, but I
Yeah,
think you let Teddy,
that's fair.
let Teddy ride this week, see how he does. Now if he doesn't play well and they lose,
He's going to be
to who
starting against New Orleans next week.
you said
They're
they're
playing
playing
the
Arizona.
Cardinals this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, if you lose to the Cardinals this week, I think you really have to look at Baker and be like, "Hey man, can you play? Are you okay?" Um
But if he pulls
and
a Davis Mills and he gets hot hand, let him ride it out through New
you
Orleans.
ride the hot hand, right? 1000%.
And then even after that, you got the Falcons, which I would personally start Baker Mayfield if he was good to go.
Yes.
Mainly
Yes.
because
Well,
you
because
don't know what
you want
Falcons
him
you're going to
going.
get.
Well, not just that is you also want Baker to get into the playoff rhythm. You
Yeah,
know, if you
that's
sit him
fair.
2 weeks, you don't want to sit him 3 weeks and then be like, oh shit, playoffs are here, and now you got your starting quarterback coming back from an injury when he could have played the following week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that's tough. That's tough. You want to get back into the rhythm. You don't want to be rusty or nothing like that.
That's true.
You know, the only good thing is it was his non-throwing shoulder, so it's not like you know he'll still be able to throw and things like that. So
That is a good point. All right. So, this one's not really big news, but I figured it'd be something that we could definitely get into. So the Giants became the first team eliminated for playoff contention this year.
yeah.
Cut the ties. Um, I have some stuff, some scenarios that we could talk about. What does this mean direction wise for the Giants? You cut Brian DeBall, he's gone. Your interim coach wasn't really showing much. What direction do you think they're going to be able to kind of like what's their identity going to be, and how will that depend on like the head coach position?
I mean, uh, uh, that's the biggest thing. You got to find a good head coaching candidate out there, man. You know, there's been
And I'm sorry
you know,
if I'm the
there's
Giants right now going into the next season with the team that I got right now. Robert Saleh, I'm calling you up. Defensive coordinator for the 49ers, used to be the Jets head coach. I'm calling Saleh, and I'm going to see if he's going to be willing to do something, even though he's probably loving life being on a defense with Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
so you got to there's a few guys. I don't know if Robert Saleh is going to be, you know, wanted back into the building in New York after what happened with the Jets. Now it's a different organization, same facility though. You got to think same,
Yeah, but
you
the
know,
Jets completely screwed that
um,
man over. So I'm saying if he says no, or it's going to
I
be a no from his end, I don't think the Giants should hesitate at all to give someone. You need all the help you can get. The man's
I
been in
think
that position.
I think a good coach to bring in would maybe be like a Mike McCarthy,
100%. That'd be a good
Super
pick.
Bowl winning coach. You look what he did. Look what he did down in Dallas, 12-5 for the 3 4 years he was down there. Um, Super Bowl winning quarterback or
They
coach with, you know, the
they
Packers.
blame him for Dak
Um,
Prescott's
yeah,
choke diss in the
well,
playoffs.
fuck out of here with that. Um, um, you've got another coach, Vance Joseph, great defensive fucking minded coach. I think that's one thing that they really need to focus on is because you look at anytime new the Giants were really good, they had a top 5 defense.
100%.
Eli Manning wouldn't have been Eli Manning without that stellar defense. Eli doesn't win 2 Super Bowls, doesn't beat Tom Brady without those stellar defenses. He doesn't even
100%.
get there. You know what I mean? I think they need to get back to what they know best in. the Giants facility and his defense. Um, but that also depends on who you bring in as a head coach because now you got to see what are you going to do at the quarterback position because you've got this carousel that's going on right now. Jackson Dart, Jameson Winston, Russell Wilson, this, that, and the other. You know,
So
you can't keep Jackson Dart on the field because he keeps getting injured. Russell
yeah,
Wilson's not playing very well. Jameis Winston playing well, not playing well, playing well. Doing Jameis things, playing good, winning game. You know, win a game here, lose a game there, whatever you want to do it, is not playing the way they should be playing. Malik
yeah,
Neighbors gets injured. You know, you've got these guys because they've got players. That
no,
team
100%,
is decent. Offensive line's not very good, but their defense isn't good.
hundred
So
percent.
it's all going to depend on what kind of coach you bring in there. But I think you trade Russell away.
Yeah, you get rid of
I
Russell
think you
immediately.
ride. I think you ride with Jameis Winston as your starting quarterback, and you sit Jackson Dart until he grows up and gets healthy. Because it's the same thing in Minnesota with JJ McCarthy. The dude's on concussion protocol again. It's like you're getting these young rookie quarterbacks injured year after year, day after day, because these guys aren't ready to play.
Yeah,
So I think you ride with Winston, sit Dart for a year, a couple of years, let him grow and develop, and then you let it ride.
I'm
But it all
I'm
depends on the coach you bring in.
I'm with you on that.
And I like Dart. I think Dart is a
With
good
the
quarterback. I think when he played, he was really good.
no, 100%.
But
With
it's
with
tough.
with Russell Wilson, you're out of here. I'm having Jameis Winston finish out the year, and then he's going to. I would have him mentor Jackson Dart, but at the end of the day, Jackson Dart. Same with Cam Scatterbo. You gotta understand the concussion protocols. If you lead in head first, they're automatically going to watch how you fall. You know, it's all this stuff that they have to learn. But my biggest argument is you're getting paid millions of dollars. Play smart, stop being an idiot, and just get the hell down. Slide. Learn how to slide.
Yep.
You're gonna be with the New York Mets, during their training camp, and you're gonna learn how to freaking slide. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's rule number one. That's gonna be my number one thing with Jackson Dart. He plays too damn good. He's too mobile.
Yep.
He is an absolute unit on that field.
Yep.
He goes through arm tackles pretty crazy good, and that's where it ends up leading to a helmet hit because you got a hot head with a hard head.
Yep.
He's gonna
Yep.
lower his shoulder. He's just that guy.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
that, but no, he is to me he is definitely the future of the Giants. Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterbo, those are just injuries. Um, it's one of those things where you have the whole offense ready to click. Next year, I think Jameis Winston too. He's not one of these guys that hates his life because he's whatever. He is the best guy you can have as a mentor. He is the best
Yeah.
QB2
Yeah.
older
Yeah.
version that you need because he has made it to the
Yeah.
playoffs. He has done
Yeah.
all these great things with the Bucks. I still
Yeah.
remember that one shootout game that he
Yeah.
had like 400 plus something yards. Like that's Jameis
Yeah.
Winston. That's the
Yeah.
one we grew up on.
He'll sling the rock for you, man.
So,
Like
but that's my thing
he's
is
yeah.
he's been there. He's done that. Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
I see him. I see another Jameis in him. And when it comes to the mentorship, like at the end of the day, yeah, he's a young player, but dude, Jackson Dart needs to grow the hell up. You're in the
Yeah.
NFL. You're making the money. You're doing the big boy things. Be a big boy. Learn the rules. Stop being retarded.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
taking those hits. Um, get down. If you just get
Yeah.
down and slide, you're probably not hurt. You're probably, you know, at the end of the day, their wide receiver room isn't the best, but when you have Hutchinson out there, I think it's Hutchinson or Humphreys making plays the way they do in the absence of Neighbors, they did spread the ball out pretty good. You got Bellinger in there. I forgot who their main guy is, the starting uh, tight end. He was popping off at the beginning of the season, I think. But um, you got all these big guys in there, and the offense I think is solid. But I think that's
Yeah.
if I took over the head role, that would be the kind of position and stance that I have on that is you can't let thank you, Mama. You can't let his youngness, like, yeah, he's young to the league, but you can't let that stop him from being in those positions to grow. He just got to learn. He's just got to learn how to get down. He's got to learn how to stop taking the hits.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the weakest part in your offense is your offensive line. But even then, though, the pressures, and that's where I feel like the offensive lines are taking a lot of hits for the QB's lack of scheme protection. You know, with Russell Wilson, he got pressured, I think it was 85% of the time.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart, he got pressured 40 something, like high 30s, low 40s. Jameis
Yeah.
Winston's in that same boat. So I think it completely depends on the quarterback and their ability to read a blitz, read all that stuff. They're taken away from all this stuff. Now, like the Bengals, they just have a trash O line. That O line is just absolute garbage. Their scheme work is just phenomenally done.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
two guys blocking one guy every freaking play, so something's off
Yeah.
with the scheme itself. Um, because that's not what that's what a lot of people don't know and understand is when it comes down to offensive like lineman schemes. Okay, cool. Okay, he said protection, whatever. So you immediately go to your guy in hopes and in trust that this guy takes up your
Yeah.
original guy because the scheme's going left or it's going right. People don't understand that and they don't see that. They've just never played football to like that extent. So when you have it messed up, of course it's going to look like the O line's messed up, but in reality, it's complete. It's the scheme. It's whatever protection and they have protections for
Yeah.
everything, bro.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Philip Rivers, Peyton Manning. I could go down the list of everyone who has. They would not call a play. Like even when Tom Brady talks about it, he would not call a play until like 5 or 7 seconds because that's when they would typically show their hand. That's when they would show what's going on. Immediately switch protection, go to town.
Yeah.
These guys are not Tom Brady. They're not Peyton Manning. They're not Philip Rivers. I get that. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, they need to, like, if you're not doing what they were doing, sitting in the room, clicking, watching everything, seeing who comes on what plays, what their tells are, then why are you getting paid millions? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why are you doing what you do, my guy? Um, with the Giants as well, is there anybody I haven't really been paying attention too much? Is there anybody that you feel like would fit in as far as their draft possibilities? And what would you kind
To
of attack first? Would you try to attack the O line, defense? What you thinking? I'm gonna smack a glizz real quick.
look at that. Yeah.
Glizzy
Um,
McDizzy.
I would probably attack the defense. I think their O line is doing enough. I think they're playing well. They're in games. I would, defense wins championships, defense wins games. You got to get stops. It doesn't matter, you know. Um, if take the Bengals for instance, you can put up 40 points and still lose by giving up
41.
45.
Yep.
Yeah, 41, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like you
100%.
you gotta um it's tough. Um you definitely got to address the O line. Um, but I would maybe you probably boost up the your cornerback position a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, you want to get pressure,
Because this
maybe
will
add
be a
another.
defense heavy draft. I feel like it will be
It will
more
be,
of
and that's why I think you need
versatile
to go after
guys.
those things.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so I definitely think you go defense in the draft, big corners, defensive ends, linebackers, things like that to really shore up that defense. And then, some of these teams need to look at what the Green Bay Packers do and drafting their offensive linemen late in the rounds. Now we haven't had too much success the last couple years in drafting really standout offensive linemen. We've got a couple good guys that we've drafted in the later rounds, but in the past they've always done a great job of drafting offensive linemen anywhere after the third round,
Yeah.
that are sleepers. But as the Giants, um, I also think he I also think they need to look at quarterbacks, man. I'm not talking about a starting quarterback. Don't waste
Getting the
your then
depth.
possibly, yeah, because you need reliability and they don't have that.
100%.
Like, yeah, Winston's playing, he's staying healthy and things like that. But it's like he's the only one. Like who else do they have on in that depth chart? Russell Wilson, you're gonna have to let him go because you're not gonna pay him. You're not gonna pay Russ. You're not gonna pay Winston. You're not gonna pay Dart. I mean, Dart's on a rookie contract, but he's also on a first round rookie contract, so he's getting paid. So
Man's
it
guaranteed.
yeah. So it's tough. That organization is, I don't know.
But
There's
like
something
you said, it
different,
all
man.
depends on who they bring in as the head coach to pretty much make
That's the
all those
biggest
type of
thing.
decisions. Because
That's the biggest
you
thing.
bring in an offensive coordinator guy.
And then it doesn't happen overnight. And then
Yeah,
change doesn't happen overnight. You bring in a new head coach for this year. Cool. You want to bring him in as early as possible so he can get the draft out of the way. He can draft the guys he wants. He's going to let go of the guys he doesn't want because he didn't bring them in.
yep,
And then you got to fill those spots. Then he's gonna fill his coaching roles. He's gonna let coaches go because he's gonna want some of his guys in there that he trusts. Uh,
yeah,
so that's the first and foremost thing. You gotta find a head coach. You gotta find
100%.
in who you're gonna bring in to run this team. That's
I
first
think
and foremost.
we definitely gave out some good names.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just all a possibility. Anything can happen. It's the NFL,
yeah.
and we're not the people making those decisions by no means. But
Nope.
at the end of the day, if you don't already have a list, like you got problems.
Yeah.
You got something bigger.
I mean, there's
We got
there's some good names out there, man.
a hundred
There's
percent.
some good
There's
names.
too
Joe.
many good names,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Steering off of the Giants. Other news: we got Aaron Rodgers expected to be back this week.
Yep.
T. Higgins injured, concussion.
He's out. Yep.
Um, I believe after watching the game with the Patriots, that was just a complete work over like that was a workload injury. He just with Jamar Chase, I think they're starting to realize why they paid them the money they did. You see the workload. You see how it affects them, and now congratulations, you lost another big receiver for the second week. Kind of a diamond in the rough scenario with Tinsley. Tinsley really
Yeah.
showed out. He showed up. Yoshi Vosh or Yoshi Voss, Yoshi, whatever the hell his name is. He
Yeah.
showed up. Like they're playing really good football as the under guys, but still, you're not going to be able to replace the T Higgins on the route. Like the dude's 6'4", 6'5", and
Yeah.
he's got hands, man. Like Jamar
Yeah.
Chase, he's the speedster, super agile. He's got the hands. He can make everything happen whenever. But at the end of the day, you can't have those guys replaced by just random dudes. And if you
Yeah.
do, you really messed up on your contracts.
Yeah.
Just getting that out there. Joe Burrow talking about how he's not going to sit if he's healthy. No shit. You're
Yeah.
getting paid millions and
Yeah.
billions of dollars. Shut up. Get out there
Yeah.
and play. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy. Like,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome that you said that.
Get your
I'm glad
fucking
you're
turf
edging,
toe under control.
bro. I'm glad your situation's handled. I'm glad you are healthy. I'm glad you can get back there and do your thing. But I'm not going to praise you for doing your job. I'm not going to praise you
Yeah.
for trying to pull
Yeah.
like how Joel Embiid did. He's been
Yeah.
healthy for how long, and he's
Yeah.
he's just collecting a fat extension. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like good. I'm glad to see your head's right. The Bengals still have a 0.1 chance to make the playoffs. It can happen.
So you're
Steelers,
saying there's a
there's a
chance.
chance, baby. Hey, Steelers were 4-1. They're now 6-5. They're tied with the
Raven,
Ravens, by
yeah.
the way.
Ravens on top of the division
Ravens
now.
were 1-5. It's pretty crazy how NFL can just flip flop.
Yep.
Um, MVP race, we got from the heads from this past week. From what I see, is Drake May, Jonathan Taylor, and Matt Stafford. I think they're kind of
Yeah.
the clear front runners for it.
Yeah.
If the workload could keep up, Jonathan Taylor or Matt Stafford, I feel like should be it. Drake May's kind of taken,
A
you know,
step back. Not
he's
necessarily in a
not a
game
step.
in that. I mean, well,
It's
the step back is that he's not like, I mean, look at what Matthew Stafford's doing.
exactly, and Matthew Stafford's
Matthew
the reason
Stafford
why he
is getting
keeps
like
winning.
better every week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Drake May,
Yeah.
and it's
He's
no
still
fault
playing
to
really
Drake May.
good.
It's still no
No,
fault
he's
to
not.
Drake May.
No.
Sophomore season, there is no sophomore slump.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
10-2. They're literally
Yeah.
number one in the AFC.
Yeah.
But Drake May is relying the past couple weeks. He's
Yeah.
relying on the defense to get them extra possessions. He
Yeah.
had a pick six. You just don't do that, and then the defense returns the pick six.
Yeah.
Um, if they don't return that pick six, God knows where the game would have went. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that Drake May is playing phenomenal football. He's still playing
Yep.
MVP caliber football,
Yes.
but I think he dropped down to offensive player of the year caliber unless he has a 350 plus game next Monday against the Giants.
Yeah.
And I'm talking 4 touchdowns,
Yeah.
deep
He's got to
balls.
really,
He's got to
but
really
then
show a game there.
at the same time, he also has to have Matthew Stafford take a step down as
And I
well,
don't see Matthew Stafford.
and I don't
And
see him slowing down.
someone did say, someone did bring up a good point. I never really thought about it. When you look at Matthew Stafford's receivers, though, holy
I mean, yeah. I mean,
shnikes,
yeah.
they are loaded
Yeah.
compared to what Drake May's
Yeah.
working with.
Oh, yeah.
You
100%.
got people. You got number 9, Butte, that people still don't even know how to say his name. And then on the flip side, you got Puka, you got Devontae, you got
Yeah.
Kyron Williams, a
Yeah.
receiving back galore. You got all these other great guys. Van Jefferson's on that.
Yeah.
Tutu.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that dude's been popping off. He's kind of an underlying name, but he hits the big ball or he hits the big shots. But Drake May, I never realized how like kind of no named we really are. We took Matt
Yeah.
Collins, the receiver that got cut from Buffalo. We took
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, who got released from Houston. It's like, yeah, they are big names to me because I know how they played. I've seen them play,
Yeah.
but on paper, it's like, what the hell is this? So
Yeah.
I will give it to Drake May in that regard.
Yeah.
And
No, I agree.
their run game has kind of ceased to desist from what it was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
We're relying on Henderson's speed. We need the O line to hurt, and then Will Campbell and the left guard got hurt last game for the
Yeah. That's
Patriots.
tough. Yeah.
So,
Will Campbell is out this week.
yep.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where I love seeing Drake May play, but if he doesn't get MVP, I think it's going to be Matt Stafford and Jonathan Taylor for MVP and Offensive Player of the Year because you don't have
Yes.
seasons like this just to not get an award.
Yeah.
Once again, Drake May is playing phenomenal football. As a Patriots fan, I'm so happy to see it
Yeah.
happening, but I can't put him in the race anymore unless he has at least two
Yeah.
300 plus yard games, 3 plus touchdowns, and above 110 passer rating. You're kind of gonna have to go perfect for me to even really think about it. Um,
Yeah. So
Keeping bias out of it.
no,
Um,
no, I'm right there with you. There's no getting around it.
and then we have our final little hot take. Chiefs potential reunion with the refs, just in time for playoff season, baby. Come on now,
You know,
hey, the
I
Chiefs, the
I
Chiefs.
didn't watch the game. I mean, I tuned in. I was flipping back and forth because obviously my Packers were playing
Yeah,
at the same time. So I had it on my laptop while the Packers were on the TV. But there's also a ton of other good games on. I was tuning into the Steelers game
yeah, one hundred
because that
percent.
was a big game. Steelers Bears. I was hoping the fucking Steelers could have pulled it out. Um, but I was tuning back in, and yeah, there was because
You got the third and
even
15 mysterious pass
yeah.
interference or roughing the passer.
Roughing the
You've
passer.
got
Yeah.
the
No, there
mysterious
was it
defensive
was from what I saw,
PI.
it was bad. And my brother who's a Colts fan, he's been a lifelong Colts fan. Um, he was texting me throughout the game, and he was saying the exact same thing about how the Chiefs were just getting at every call possible. And if you look at the amount of penalties, the Colts had much more penalties for much more yards,
Yeah,
so things were going the Chiefs' way. Um,
it
so
was just a
yeah, I
constant
mean,
bailout, dude.
I I,
As
I
someone
said this
who,
from the get-go. The NFL is not going to allow an almost three-peat team miss the playoffs. Not happening. I don't care. It's not happening.
and here's the thing is, I think
Not
this
happening.
year we're seeing everyone not being on board with that though. So I don't see
Yes.
them winning this next game.
Yes.
I don't see them
I
going
don't think. I
into.
think that into Dallas. I think
Yeah, I
Dallas is
think
gonna. I
Dallas
think
beats them.
Dallas is. I think they do too. I
I
agree,
think they beat the
100%.
crap out of the Chiefs, and
Yeah, especially Dallas coming off that Philly win. I think
a
they're
hundred
riding a
percent.
high, and I think, and you won't hear me say this very often, but let's go, boys.
Yo,
Let's go. Let's
them
go.
boys, where them boys at? But no, yeah, no, with the Chiefs, man, um, going 5-5.
Yeah,
If they would have went 5-6 and then went into this week and lost, it's it's one of those
yeah,
things that I'm right there
yeah,
with you on saying how the NFL is not going to let that happen. But I'm starting
yeah.
to see people
But I
that
think they're on the
care
decline. But I also
No,
think the
hundred
NFL is
percent,
on the decline on the
hundred
Kansas
percent.
City Chiefs as well. I think they're kind of
Well,
over everything as
who
well.
who really wants to see who wants to see a three-peat when you have Matt Stafford making a comeback like it this year,
Yeah,
and then Drake
yeah,
May out of nowhere. You got
yeah,
all these teams. You
yeah,
got Daniel Jones.
yeah,
Holy crap, the Colts trade did work out. You got
yeah.
all this other stuff moving around. No one
Sam
cares about the
Darnold up in
Chiefs.
Seattle playing, playing really good
And then you
football.
got Travis
Seattle's
Kelsey.
back
He
in
doesn't
this.
know if he's focused
Yeah,
on the game or the stands. Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
dude has so much going on off the field, and that's cool if you have your
yeah,
own life. Do your thing.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, Gronk never had that happen.
yeah,
Freaking Gonzalez, Tony Gonzalez never had that happen. They weren't
yeah.
worried about what they're doing off the field. That all that came
Aaron
after they became
Hernandez never had
players.
that happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh. The only thing happened to him was the stool kicked out. What? Um,
What?
the but no, freaking no, with the Chiefs though, man. It's just such perfect timing. Same time last year, everybody talking about, oh, are the Chiefs done? Are the Chiefs this or Chiefs that?
Yeah,
And it's just perfect timing. Just in
yeah.
time for the playoffs when they have a 10% chance, and somehow Mahomes is like one of the favorites to win MVP. It's one of the it's like
Bullshit.
he's playing so like
It's
his yards
such
are there.
bullshit.
His yards are there. That's awesome. But until you guys take into consideration, he's had the fastest receiving core for the past 7 years,
That has nothing. I don't give a
and
shit anything about that. They don't allow Joe Burrow to be in the MVP conversation because his team's always losing.
well,
But
no,
you got
that's
Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I'm
But
saying though
that,
is with
yeah,
Mahomes, he throws these screen passes, he throws these dump downs, and they're
yeah,
fast as hell. So they're going to turn it into
yeah,
something. That's
yeah.
where the yards come from. Like
But I don't even care about that.
with everybody complaining about Shadur Sanders with the pass to Samson, and he ran it
Yeah,
for like 60 yards. It's the same thing every week with a new receiver with Mahomes,
yeah,
but nobody says a thing.
yeah,
But it's like, dude, like of course his yards are there, but his completion percentage is so far down.
yeah,
He's took statistically 70% less deep shots than he has in the past. He has
yeah,
nobody like it's just all falling apart. And with the refs, you can hold on for a slim chance,
yeah,
slim pickings, but
yeah,
I don't see them winning out anything in regards to their,
yeah.
their schedule because they still play the Broncos again. We went over it the last time too, but they have a decently tough schedule, and it's with divisional opponents. I don't think if there's
Yeah,
one
because
thing
they've
a division
got
rival would love to do, it would be the team that eliminated them from playoff contention, and that's
yeah. So they've
exactly
got
why I think the drive is going to be.
Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. So
And say what you will
you
about the
know,
Raiders, Max Crosby himself would
yeah,
love the trophy of eliminating
yeah,
the Chiefs from the playoffs. And I think that's the
yeah.
two games. The Broncos and
Well,
Raiders
they
would
don't
be the
have
last two
that.
games.
This is not a pushover schedule by any
By
chance.
no
I think
means. By no
they're
means.
gonna get beat by the Cowboys. I think the Texans could beat them. The Texans
The
are
Texans,
with the way they've been
100%.
playing. The Chargers, depending on which Chargers
It's going
shows
to be a
up,
shootout, but
it's going to be a shootout. But I think the Chargers can win. They're going to beat the piss out of the Titans. The Titans blow. They're not good
must
in
that be
any
the
way,
one
shape, or
game
form.
can
But
blow?
yeah, and then the Broncos. I think the Broncos dog walk them. And then yeah, then it's the Raiders. I think the Raiders. I think Kansas City will win that game, but that's a game that I could see Kansas City losing because
Again,
it's a divisional game.
and how we just talked about it, you go 2-4 this final part of the season, bye to the
Yeah,
playoffs, my guy.
yeah, yeah.
But nah, that's definitely some stuff it's gonna be stuff to look out for. It's gonna be big names.
Lay down.
But this is where the time of year that we're going to most definitely see the refs and Chiefs coalition. If there is one, we're gonna start seeing it soon, and you're gonna start seeing people get real pissed off, especially when it comes to the end of the season, because they might not have noticed it before, when
Yeah,
their team's on the line, especially the Broncos, potential number one spot in AFC, Raiders, complete rebuild, but once again, divisional opponent, would love to be the ones to knock them off.
yeah.
I don't see them. I don't see people just getting away with that sort of stuff. Before we go into Thanksgiving Day, I want to hit on the fantasy football stuff. We got a lot of trenders, ups and downs.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you're welcome. You're welcome for everybody in the chat who listened to us and picked up Emmanuel Wilson.
yep, you're
You're welcome.
absolutely welcome. Yep. What can we say? We provide the best entertainment on top of the talk show.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome, America. Huddle up. Fucking. We got QB of the week, Jameis Winston. He had 35 something points. Phenomenal game. Still lost, but phenomenal.
I mean, that's the Giants. They got no defense.
Honestly. We got Jameer Gibbs, running back of the week, 50 plus points, whatever it was, phenomenal.
Scares me. He
Wide,
scares me.
dude, I'm telling you, dude. Um, wide receiver, Jackson Smith Njibba. Man's popped off again.
Yeah.
Dude
And
had
you know
a
what the crazy thing is? Is the Green Bay Packers passed on him.
okay, but here's the thing though. I don't want to hear it because when Bill Belichick was ruining our team, we passed up on Debo Samuel, AJ Brown. We passed up on Justin Herbert for Mac Jones. We passed up on a lot of
Yeah.
people.
And
No,
you know
it's
who else we
funny.
passed up on? We passed up on TJ Watt to go out and get Kevin King.
Well, good thing
That's
you
the one
did
that
that
hurts the most.
because TJ
Yeah.
Watt's not doing anything.
Yeah. Because we lost an NFC championship game because of fucking Kevin King single-handedly. Two, 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 Tom Brady and the Bucks.
Kevin King, if you're
Fucking cuck.
watching, RIP.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
That's a
Fuck
fist
you.
fight on hands. We
Yeah.
got the tight
On
end,
site.
Hunter Henry. Phenomenal game against the
Yep.
Bengals. Hey, and you're also welcome. You're welcome again, everybody. We said,
Yep.
we said Hunter Henry playing the Bengals. He's a top tight end
Yep.
spot. And actually, let me look at where's my notes? Where's my notes? I have them here somewhere, dude. They're somewhere here. Piss off. I'll find them later. Nutsies. Hold on. You're lucky I can't find them now, or else I'd be all for it. These mother suckers. Oh yeah, look right here, right there, baby. Dallas Goddard and Hunter Henry. Start them. Start them. You're welcome, America. But yeah, Hunter Henry popped off, dude. He had one hell of a game. Dallas Goddard, you know, we 1 for 2, 50%. That's still passing in the
Yeah.
NFL, all right? Then you got Jason Myers, kicker, Seattle. And can you guess who the best defense was this week, Jake?
Ooh. Um. Browns.
Yeah, good shit, dude.
Is it?
Good stuff. Yeah, they had hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, they had 28 points, man. 10 points allowed, 10 sacks. 10 sacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 forced fumbles and 1 fumble recovery. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Dude, no
Yeah.
wonder Gino can't. Never mind. I take back what I said about the Raiders O line. They're trash. Oh my god. 10 sacks? That's phenomenally
Uh,
terrible. Oh, dude. Oh my gosh. Any hooser, going on the trending up. We've got. I only did the top 4 this week. I figured it'd be kind of
yeah.
a. I have everything pulled up right here. They can all see it, at least from the stream perspective. We got trending up. We got John Mechie, wide receiver, New York Jets. Dude's been popping off. We got Brendan Strange, tight end, Jaguars. Chris Rodriguez, running back, Commanders. He's been popping off. And then Greg Dortch, wide receiver, Arizona. They've been popping absolutely off. On the downside, we have Joe Flacco, quarterback, Cincinnati. Don't need to worry about him. That's why he's trending down. Obviously, Joe Burrow's coming back.
Yeah.
If you have Joe
Yep.
Flacco in, take him out and get him out of here. And
Yep.
honestly, go ahead and trade him for like a 4th round pick or something if you can. Um, if you're in Dynasty, if you're not, you know, just get rid of him. Put him in the trash.
Yeah.
Sean Tucker, obviously he's hurt. Running back Tampa Bay. He popped off when he was in, though. The only reason why he's trending down, he is hurt. I don't know
Yep.
what his injury or the extent of it is, but I know he's going to be out probably for a while. Andre Yoshivash, you got Tinsley coming in. Andre just did not really have the opportunities that he did, and when he did, he couldn't make the most of them. He had like 3 or 4 drops, I believe, from Yoshi. Not typical behavior out of Yoshi by any means. And if you have a dynasty, if you're in a dynasty fantasy football league, definitely stick with Yoshi. He is a great receiver to have on the back end. I don't think this is anything to fear. It's just Tinsley had a hell of a game. He turned everything he could into something. And Yoshi, unfortunately, just could not. And then you got Tootin. I believe Tootin is injured. The running back, Jacksonville. I believe he is injured.
I'll tell you right now. How the fuck do you even say that name? Sure.
Waisho Tutin. No, he's not injured. He just had a shit game.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Nice. You're welcome, America. But yeah,
Uh,
that's kind of who we have on. Well, that is who we have on trending up, trending down. Um, we got our too hot to drop.
so
Oh, what's up?
Tucker is not injured. Sean Tucker is not injured,
Oh, I must have
but
said the wrong one.
he's trending down because Bucky Irving is back.
Oh, okay. Bucky
He's
Irving's back. Okay,
so well, he's not fully healthy, but he had a full week of practice
got
this
you.
week, so more than likely he's going to get some carries. So it's going to take the workload off of Tucker.
Bucky.
So that's why he's going to be trending down.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, Bucky's not fully ready, or he's not fully like healthy.
No, I mean he's healthy. He's more than likely like they
He's
still
just coming
have him
off the
listed.
injury.
He's going to be listed questionable until game time decision.
Gotcha.
But from what I've been reading up on is that he is going to be playing.
Okay, I must have saw the
So
wrong
it's
Tucker. That is my fault,
yeah,
100%. I cannot tell you how many Sean Tuckers we have in the NFL, but I looked at the wrong one. Um, if you
yeah,
guys do have Sean Tucker, though, I'm keeping him in. I'm keeping him as the running back 3 or 4, however your layout is. Um,
yeah. He'll
the dude,
probably take most of the workload.
I mean, for God's sakes, look at
Um,
this. Look at this. Look at this last week.
yeah,
Last week, or against Buffalo, 19 carries, or I'm sorry, 19 attempts, 106 yards,
yeah,
2 touchdowns. And
yeah,
then on top of the receiving, he had a receiving touchdown as well, so 3 touchdowns essentially.
yeah,
If you have Sean Tucker, I'm kind of sticking with him. I'm gonna let him ride the lightning and go from there for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Um, we also have
Yeah.
our too hot to drops. My bad, Jake.
Are you
Were you
good?
someone?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Nope, nope, nope.
We got our too hot to drop. Obviously, these are big names that are happening right now, and if you have them, trade them for first round picks. If you're in dynasty, if you're in a 1 year league, congratulations, you have a very high chance of winning your chip. Obviously, you got Christian McCaffrey, the number 1 running back for fantasy football. You got Jonathan Taylor, number 2 running back for fantasy football. You got Matt Stafford. I don't know if he's number 1 quarterback, but he's definitely playing like it.
Yeah,
You're definitely set. You got Jackson Smith Najibba. He is good.
yeah,
You got the Patriots defense, Browns defense, and Houston Texans defense. Those are the highest scoring defenses we got. Um, Depending on what your league is, some people get points off sacks, some people get points off fumbles and fumble recoveries. It
yeah,
depends on your league, but on the generic stance and statistics, that's who we have on the 3 scoring defenses. You got Puka Nakua, you got Rico Dowdle, Caleb Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cam Little, kicker, Jacksonville. The dude is off the charts with going above
yeah,
13 points lately. And then you
yeah,
have Jameer Gibbs, obviously, and then Daniel Jones. So those are the 2 hots to drop. So if you got them, once again, if you got them for Dynasty and you're looking for a rebuild year, unfortunately, these might be the guys you need to change or trade first round, second round picks to kind of turn your team around.
yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, I lost this week. I lost this week. I'm going into. Let me restart that. I lost this week. I'm going into this week 8-4. I'm playing Uncle Danny, who's 9-3. Um, Obviously, I already locked in a playoff spot for the league itself. So Christian McCaffrey, I'm sticking with him. I don't think until the day he retires, I don't think he's not going to not produce, especially being with the 49ers. Um, let's see. We got our closest games of the week. We had a 172 to 100 or 172.13 to 172.12. We had
Devastating.
we had Fat Man's we had Fat Man's little boy beating
That is a wiener.
I don't know, I guess, dude. I guess we had Fat Man's little boy beating he doubted me. He doubted me. That was in the league the Hotties. That's fair.
Yeah.
And then we have the biggest blowout. And once again, we have Bill Belichick's balls 2 weeks in a row.
Good
Bill
Lord.
Belichick's balls beating 289.32. He beat Bill Belichick's girlfriend 78.32.
Which is probably what happens in real life.
I don't doubt it, Jake. We all saw the
But
sideline
them old ass balls
interaction.
just probably smacking her in the face,
Stop thinking about
swinging like a pendulum.
it. And that's why I clicked no, not made for kids.
Yep.
Fucking. Then we have our uh-ohs. I got a section on here. It's called uh-oh. We got Devontae Smith did not practice on Tuesday, but apparently he's supposed to be good for Friday's game. Rashad Bateman, limited practice. Samaje Perine coming back. What does that mean for Chase Brown? Obviously, they're going to split the percentages between snaps. I still feel like Chase Brown's going to get most of the. He's going to get most of the snaps. I think it's going to be about 70
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah.
Um, but make no mistake, Samaje Perine is the throwing back. Chase Brown did not really show out as far as being a receiving back. Samaje Perine is that guy. The Bengals have found themselves in positions to throw the ball like 78% more than run. With that
Yep.
being said, understand that if you have Samaje Perine, he might be that good. He might be that guy to, if you're in a PPR league, a points per reception, he might be that guy to have in there as like your fourth or slot guy. Um, there's a lot of potential for a breakout game. And you got Joe
Yep.
Burrow coming back. Joe Burrow loves to find his running backs in the backfield. He's definitely got that. Um, George Pickens limited. He was limited Tuesday, but he should be fine.
Yeah, he's gonna
Um,
be fine.
yeah, he's gonna be
He's
fine
having
for
a
Thanksgiving.
he's having a phenomenal season.
100%. And he literally got on record and he was like, "I'm not sitting against the Chiefs on Thanksgiving." So
Yep.
good luck. Good luck keeping him out, and he'll fight you. The dude will just throw hands.
He will. He will.
Josh Jacobs limited practice on
I
Tuesday.
just got it. He's in. I just got
Oh,
the
he's in.
update.
I
He
was gonna
he's
say
good to go.
a lot of these limited practices are good to go. It's just typical wear and tear throughout the
Well,
season.
he said right before last week's game, I won't sit out more than 1 week.
That's
And
fair.
so they sat him last week, and I just literally when we were talking a couple minutes ago, I got it on my phone that
Nice.
he has no injury and he's playing.
Heck yeah, dude. That's going to open up phenomenally for the Packers, dude. I think.
Yep.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. We got the Thanksgiving games
Yep.
coming up.
Yep.
We got Matthew Golden. Anything on him too? He was limited as well. But once again,
Um,
should be fine.
let me see.
But it could just be
Let's
potential wear and
see.
tear.
Yeah, well, he's just his shoulder injury. That's what kept him out last week. I haven't read too much into it. He's more than likely going to be a game time decision. Um, let's find out real quick. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a game time decision. The limited
Dude,
practice coming up. Not confirmed yet. Yeah, I don't think we're going to really know anything until just before game time with him.
sounds good. We got Saints swapping kickers for fantasy people. If you had the Saints kicker, which he did get some points too, by no means. He's definitely one of the kind of surprising kickers that kind of gets points. But they are swapping kickers this week. Don't know why. Don't know what for. Didn't really look into it. It's the Saints. I'm sorry, not priority. Um, but yeah, if you got them for fantasy, make sure you swap them or go pick them up on the waiver wire. You got Amari and Hampton coming back from IR. I don't know if that means he's at practice or if he's going to be thrown in. I
No,
believe
he
from
that
IR
just
it's
it's just
4 weeks
practice.
of practice, right? To make sure, like how Christian Watson did. You got or
Well,
it's
so
21
yes,
days. 21 days
yeah,
to
you've got a 3 week window to activate him.
gotcha,
So they could activate him for this game, or they could not activate him. But they have up to 3 weeks before they have to activate him. Otherwise,
gotcha.
he goes back on the IR.
There you go,
So
guys. So if you have them,
more than likely he won't play. Look at it,
gotcha.
officially activated. Joe Burrow is officially activated for Thursday night's game against
There we
Baltimore.
go.
Boom.
There we go,
Um,
guys. You're getting all the details here. We're literally
um,
saying it before ESPN's putting it out,
yeah.
guys.
So
Trust the process. Shit.
Um, but yeah, so more than likely Hampton will probably play next week. He probably won't play this week. Just because they're going to get just get him back up to game time speed. This is the
Yeah,
same thing with Jaden Reed.
100%.
Jaden Reed's back at practice. I think he came
Oh,
back to practice on Friday, so more than likely he won't play this week, but he might be ready to go. Because you got to think they're still got to get back into conditioning. You know,
100%.
they've been probably working out a little bit here and there, but getting back up to practice speed and the game speed. Um, and then they're going to be limited on probably reps and stuff like that.
100%.
So be ready
Well,
for those two
with the
guys to come
Packers,
back
dude,
next
with Josh
week.
Jacobs being back in, you could kind of run heavy. Depending on how the game
Yeah,
goes, how it starts, you can kind of run
yeah,
heavy. But we'll get into that here in a
yeah,
minute. Bills, one of my favorite things that they've done this week, they picked up Brandon Cooks. I
yep,
think
yep,
Brandon Cooks, if you're not aware, everybody, he was cut from the Saints this week or this past week.
yeah.
But Brandon Cooks is now with the Bills. I think that is a phenomenal pickup from the Bills. I don't think he's going to be in there to be the wide receiver one, but you need the role
Nope.
players. Shakur cannot do it
Yeah,
all.
yep.
Knox and Kincaid are getting hurt. You have, I think
And
Cooks
it's
is
a
a
huge deep
fantastic
ball
trade.
threat. It's
A
a huge
hundred
deep ball
percent.
threat too.
He has
Yeah.
not lost his speed at all. We saw it on the
Nope.
Saints. Nobody could get him the freaking ball.
Yep.
It's not that he was bad. He like
Yep.
literally nobody could get him the
Yeah.
ball. Um, so
I
I love
could.
that pick. You're damn right you could. You're damn right you could. You sent in your video from the one from X videos.
Yeah.
Um, the um, so we
How'd they
got
get
Isaiah.
that?
Yeah, I always have it.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco back week 13. If you have Kareem Hunt, I would go ahead and keep him in.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
really want to ride high,
Pacheco's still out, I believe. I believe he is
is
out
he still
this
labeled out?
week. I think so. I
Okay,
think I saw it.
where the hell? There he is.
Uh, maybe not.
No, it's showing
Yeah,
good.
okay, yeah, they will return. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
they will
Okay.
return. Him and Rashid Rice are looking to return this week. Yep,
Too easy. Um,
yep,
freaking. So yeah. So Isaiah Pacheco's in. Um, you know how he runs. It looks from the beginning of the season how the Chiefs were using them. It looks like Pacheco's kind of the bring it up the field guy, and Kareem
yeah,
Hunt is the pound it in. So
yeah,
if you're trying to be hopeful on the Chiefs, or if you're trying to be hopeful for a running back four or running back three, I wouldn't sit Kareem Hunt depending on your lineup, or I wouldn't start Kareem Hunt depending on what your lineup is. But if he is a kind of a must go to and you need him, he's definitely the guy to catch a couple screens here and there. Depending on your league, if it's PPR, that'll help you out. And then once again, he's a third down. He's a goal line back. He's going to find the end zone at least once or twice. So keep that in mind. Potential big game, potential not, but we just don't know how they're going to do it. And once again, like we talked about with Dallas, and we'll talk about it more coming up, but with Dallas riding high, beating the Eagles, if they play the way they did against the Eagles and held Saquon to practically nothing in the second half, I don't see Kareem Hunt in a run game even being close to established against the Cowboys. Um, but also, too, this one has a question mark behind it. Terry McLaurin, potential back for Week 13. What that'll do,
uh, yeah. I think he's set to play, but um, let's see.
yeah, he's questionable
Because
now.
they're coming off a bye.
They're
Um,
playing Denver. Yeah, he's scheduled, or it looks like he's going to.
yeah, I believe so.
Be
Um,
ready. It could be a game day decision, guys. I would have just stand by an hour prior. You have an hour prior from when they put out the final injury, I think reserves or injury list to the game. I believe that's
yeah.
when like the final. I think that's when ESPN gets it.
Yeah,
So you guys
it's
should
got it.
know
I
by
think it's
now.
like 90 minutes, but I think they have to do it 90, like I think 90 minutes before
Yeah, it's like an
is
hour or
their
two or
deadline.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he is for the quad.
Okay.
He is
Yep.
practicing apparently this week. There's no limited
Yep.
practice. Um, yeah, it just says he'll have a chance to return on Sunday against the Broncos. Guys, with this opening up, I would not start, or actually, if you have Debo and Terry McLaurin, I'm gonna be honest, I would start both. I'd sling it. Um, I think. with Debo Samuels, from what we've seen him do, he hasn't been doing much yardage, but he's been catching the ball. He's had like 8 or 9 receptions each time, and every now and then he'll have like a 20-yarder. He is a touchdown threat for sure. I think when Terry McLaurin gets in there, I think Lane and Samuels will have a better game than McLaurin, because it's going to open everything back up. You have to double
But watch
Terry.
out for McLaurin. Watch out for McLaurin though, because statistically, Mariota, McLaurin is Mariota's kind of go-to guy.
Oh, it is
In
Mariota,
the in
isn't
the
it?
because Daniels isn't set to come back yet.
Got you. Yeah,
So
no, that
in the two games he played with him, he had about like I think 3 receptions for 74 yards, and then three for 50 plus and a
yeah.
touchdown or something like that. So
Yeah, he had
it wouldn't be a bad start to start McLaurin with Mariota at the helm.
yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, that's actually a good point. And McLaurin, with that being said, McLaurin and Ertz are kind of Mariota's go-to guys. He's
yeah,
always somehow finding them. With Lane, Debo, they kind of come just kind of randomly. You can't really sit there and say they're going to catch one this drive or not.
yeah,
I'd have my money on them not catching a pass the first drive of the Commanders, but that's just me. Um, but yeah, great call, Jake. I totally forgot about that. Guys, keep that in mind. Dang, he's 30 years old.
yeah.
Man's old. And that's what we have. We kind of have that it for uh-ohs. Jake, I'm going to take a quick second here, bub. I'm going to talk about something that we have promoting.
All
Um,
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at the screen right now, you'll be able to see we have Ulti. Ulti is pretty much a supplement kind of company. I partnered with them. It's nothing crazy big. It's nowhere near G Fuel or anything like that. But they got some good stuff. They got some very cool merch. I'm actually wearing their Ulti sweatshirt right now. It's literally just the Champions hoodie slapped on with their logo. They are pretty pricey, but at the end of the day, it is very, very comfy. I will say that. Phenomenally comfortable. The T-shirt as well. I have a T-shirt. I have a hat. Um, can't argue. I've never really been a critic of sweatshirts and T-shirts and stuff, but these are really, really comfy. And they're really thick too. So if you're in a place where it's cold, potentially it could just be your jacket. Um, they have everything from energy stuff. They got Gamer Pop, Lemon Drop, Blue Raspberry, Pineapple Mango. They got a bunch of cool flavors. They got stuff strictly for energy and hydrating. I've actually used this due to they use less sugar. They use a bunch of less like artificial stuff. It's more natural sweeteners. With that being said, I've been using this in my pre-workout. I kind of got rid of the bloating. Um, I don't bloat as much. You don't really get that rush. It's more of a casual bring in, so it's really cool if you do work out, if you do have certain stuff like that. They got starter kits if you're unsure. They got like these little starter kit packs. They give you a bottle, a shaker cup, and it's actually what I got here too. It's the Ulti cup. It's 26 ounce metal. It's pretty good. Um, Honestly, I've never had a problem with them at all. They don't leak. They don't do anything. I had one plastic bottle crack upon arrival, and they replaced it with two more bottles. So they've got great customer service, great reviews, and if you're a new streamer or anything like that, they got a whole partnership program that you can come to and give it your best shot on what you want to do. I will have a link in the next post that we have as far as posts for YouTube. I'll have a link in there. So if you are curious or you're interested, just go there. You don't have to put in a code or nothing. Just use the link, and it should. We receive small commissions and stuff like that, but I doubt it'll be anything phenomenal. But just slapping this out there, throwing a little promotion. So they help us out, we help them out. Jake, speaking of which, too, we got one coming your way. We got a little bundle coming your way.
All right.
Um,
Thank you, LT. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I hit them up and I told them like we got two people on the channel and they're like, all right, we'll put together a little something something. So should be some good stuff. But yeah, guys, if you're interested, cool. If not, cool. Doesn't hurt to throw it out there.
You don't chew big red gum, then fuck you.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. Oh my gosh.
Hey, remember that piece of shit fucking shaker bottle you gave me that one time when we were in the army and I called you about it?
Oh yeah,
Remember
that
that
was
J Color
steel.
fuck?
Oh yeah, that was Jay
Jay Cutler
Cutler's. Yeah, bro. Oh
fucking
my
shook it up and
gosh,
exploded all over
dude,
me.
I will
I was
never
so
forget
mad.
that.
I was
You
so
said,
mad.
dude, I won't ever forget it. You said, "Hey man, thanks for the fucking shitty shaker bottle," and I was like, "You're welcome." What happened? This shit just
Oh, it blew
exploded
up.
on me.
It blew
Wasn't
up
the
all
side
over my
cracked or
pants.
something like that?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
what's so funny too is I when I got it in the bag, I was like, let me inspect. I was like, let me take it out and look at it, make sure it's good. And I was like, nah,
yeah,
maybe he'll find it weird. Like I don't want to just like no, I've been touching his shit. And then
yeah,
then you did that, and I was like, oh my god, bro.
yeah.
Oh man. So if you buy Jay Cutler stuff,
Be
be
careful.
aware. Yeah, be careful. Pre-workout's great though; it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it
But
is. It
everything
is.
else,
It might look like you peed your pants.
got the best workout you ever had.
Yeah.
It soaked in through the groin. Freaking alrighty. That was kind of all we had through the ohs, and now we've got one second. Now we got Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. By the way, if we have not already said it, we hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and if we hope you guys have some good holidays, good
Yep.
bets, good everything.
Speaking
That's
speaking of
actually
bets, I won
what'd you
eight
get?
hundred bucks on Sunday on
What?
a
How'd
twenty
you do
dollar
that?
bet. You know, you know. No, it was actually awesome. Prize Picks went on there. They had a, I don't know if you saw, they had that Baker Mayfield promotion where it's
Oh,
like you
for the
just
point five
like
yards, like literally a
for the
yard.
point for yeah. So I clicked
Oh
on
yeah.
that, did a 6 leg parlay as long as he was in it, and I had. Let me tell you, I'll tell you right now exactly. Sorry, it's probably I might have paused you. I don't
Oh yeah,
know.
you're good. We're just
I'll
looking at
tell you
a
right.
beautiful bearded man smiling at us.
Oh, there we go. You're welcome, America. All right, hold on one sec. So, let me go past entries. Yeah, so I did a 6 leg parlay, $20 bet. I had Jared Goff over his 255 and a half yards, hit that. Jameer Gibbs, 73 and a half, hit that. Jalen Warren hit that.
There you
Drake
go.
May hit that. Geno Smith hit that. And then to finish it off, Baker Mayfield with the half yard.
Heck yeah, dude. It actually had me worried too
$20
because Baker
bet.
Mayfield was out after we were joking about it. I looked down, I saw him out, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
I
let me make
got
sure he got a yard.
I got lucky on that one.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
So
good
yeah, that was
stuff.
nice.
And that was
That
on
was
Prize
nice.
Picks, everybody.
That was on
And
Prize Picks,
also
everybody.
we will have a bet of the week. If you guys want, let us know. But we can have like our picks for the week, or over under pass yards for a good 8 leg parlay. Something that if you threw ten
Yeah.
bucks, $11 at it, it'll be something. If
Yep.
it hits. So we'll definitely try to
Yep.
do stuff like that. We'll kind of do our research on it. Um, with that being said, let's get into
Cool.
some Thanksgiving football.
Let's go.
Packers versus Lions. What are we
Man.
expecting of this game?
I think it's going to be a fucking dogfight.
100%
Um,
defense or offensively? Think it's gonna be
um,
high scoring?
no, I don't think it's gonna be high scoring. I think it could. I definitely think it could. Um, but we'll see, man. Detroit's not playing that great of football. Like they're
100%.
playing good football. Jameer Gibbs is obviously the biggest threat on that team. Um, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Jared Goff and St. Brown, but they haven't looked very good. St. Brown has been
No,
dropping a lot of passes lately.
100%.
But Jameer Gibbs is Jameer Gibbs. He is, you know, if there was no Jonathan Taylor in the NFL, Jameer Gibbs would be the face of the running back position.
And Jameer
Um,
Gibbs is the only reason why they beat the Giants. Like his phenomenal
and
game is the only reason why they were even
yes,
able to do stuff because they could not
yes,
get anything in the pass game.
yes. So I think I'm going to say it right now. I'm taking Green Bay. I'm as a even as a Packer fan, I get it.
100%.
Um, I think Green Bay's defense is the difference maker. I think they have I think a top five, six, or seven defense, and they're like top three or even I think top one at outside zone runs, which is the bread and butter of Detroit.
That's
So
big.
I think if Green Bay is able to kind of hone that in, if they stop Jameer Gibbs, I don't want to say stop because you're never going to stop him, but
Yeah.
just like they've done with Saquon in the past, just like they've done with Derrick Henry, if you can contain him and keep him at a decent yardage, I think Green Bay runs away with this because of the fact that their defense is much better than Detroit's. But I do think
100%.
it's going to be a dogfight. I be ready for I think some sidelines to be cleared.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
it's going to be an
Absolutely.
entertaining. It's going to be
Um,
entertaining for sure.
I got Green Bay winning 27-21.
I can see that for sure.
I
I can
believe it's going to
definitely see
be.
that.
I think it's going to be a just absolute slugfest defensively until the second
Yep.
half. I believe it's going to
Yep.
be a field goal game going into the second half, and I believe it's going to end up. They're going to figure each other out. They always do.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
teams always do. These teams are very
Yeah.
adaptive and they they perform well under pressure. But I feel like it's going to be a 24-21 kind of game.
Yep.
Um, after touchdowns here and there, and I feel like the Packers are going to have the ball last. I feel like they're just going to kick a field goal, make sure they don't tie it, and then Lions will have it last possession for like 30
Yeah.
seconds. I could
Yeah.
100% see that happening.
Yeah.
Um, and this is a make or break game. You got the Lions, you got the Bears, you got the Packers. Oh my! Um, you have such a phenomenal division into which um, besides the Vikings, you guys could have three people in the playoffs, hands down. So it's one of those things where, in order to win the division, and this is why I picked the Packers as well. This is not a must-win game, or this is not a you should win game. This is a must-win game. You guys win must-win games. You guys don't
Yeah.
lose them.
Yeah.
This is for this potentially, because you guys had that tie with Dallas, could be for the division. You guys play the Bears again. Do you
Yep.
play them twice or once?
Played him twice. Twice.
So
Yeah. We haven't played him yet.
there is your absolute chance to win the division there. But this
Yeah.
game cannot be a loss from the Packers in order to hold on to the North. Um,
Yeah.
but Lions can't be sloppy on both sides or on either side of the ball. But when you have a run game with Josh Jacobs and the pass game with Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, I guarantee he's itching to come back. I don't see him coming in.
Nah.
I don't see them clearing him. But even then, you got Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, Luke Musgrave. You've got Matthew Golden. You have a phenomenal rounded team that
Yeah.
I just don't see the Lions defense, who have not had a lot of work lately. They have not had a lot
Yeah.
of.
And they've got a
It's
lot of
not.
injuries. They've got quite a few
They are very
injuries.
injury prone. They have six people out right now.
Most of them are questionable, but
Yep.
there are a lot of guys that are questionable. One guy's out. Excuse me.
But
Excuse me.
I believe it was
Nice.
the one or two guys that are out, and then the rest are questionable. But they have 6 or 7
Yeah.
dudes on that list. And
Yeah. And they're
these
all
are game
defensively.
day. With this being a short week, that's what helps the Packers. This is
Yeah.
a short week. People are not
Yeah.
practicing. People are not, doing all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
I can see the Packers walking away 27-21
Yeah.
with a dub.
Yeah.
Um, but at the end of the day, this could be a 3-0 game all the way through. Like
Yeah.
it, it all depends, man. And I think
Yeah.
Jordan Love, in order to find success from what we've seen, is do what he's always done: find the slot guys, find the middle, find the middle, the short to middle game or grounds. Get Josh
Yep.
Jacobs involved. Josh Jacobs run north
Yep.
south, not east west. Unless
Yep.
you're trying to do some Derrick Henry sort of stuff. But
Yep.
you've got to find the middle grounds.
Get him the ball. Get him the ball in
Christian
space.
Watson is going to be open over the top, but it's going to be in
Yep.
good time.
Yep.
And if I'm the Packers, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm going out there. I'm running the ball 3 straight plays. You
Yep.
do that, and then you immediately hit them with a good middle, a good in from
Yep.
Dobbs, a good in from Wicks, and then you go
Yep.
deep as fuck with Watson. You give it a shot on
Yep.
play action,
Yep.
because one thing the Lions do not do good with, it's pressure. They do
Yep.
not do good with, okay, they just ran the ball. They're very aggressive in their play calling. They're going to go all in if they think it's a run. So, you lead them off like that. You give them the tit, or you give them the not the titty. Hold on, there was a phrase. I'm messing it up. But you give them that. You give them the bite on the run, and then you
Yeah.
take your long shot with Watson. I think if it happens early and it does succeed, if it actually hits, I don't think the Lions. We saw them
Yeah.
against the Giants. We saw them against. Um, it was another team just a while back who beat the shit out of them. Was it the Eagles?
Yeah, let's see.
I can't remember. But
Well,
with
Green Bay had their number, obviously.
yeah,
So they beat the shit out of them in week one.
yeah,
Then they kind of turned it on. Then they got the shit handed to them by Kansas City, and then they lost to the Vikings in a close one, and then they
yeah,
lost to the Eagles. So,
that's right. And in those games too, the Chiefs and the Vikings though, they took the shots early. Like the Chiefs
yeah,
really came out slinging the rock. You
yeah,
know, and the Lions, I just don't think they have the depth at safety and DB the way that the way that they
yeah,
should because of injuries, but also too
yeah,
they just don't have that depth to swap in and out. They don't really have a
yeah,
jumbo package on defense because they think Aiden
right,
Hutchinson and all these other frontliners
yeah,
are the jumbo package. But in
yeah,
reality,
yeah,
unless you have a Micah Parsons, you cannot have
yeah,
a normal jumbo. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And then going into the next game, Chiefs and Cowboys. It's just going to be one of those things. I feel like this one's going to be a shootout. I'm going to say Cowboys
Yeah,
23 or let's see. I'm going to say Cowboys 2017.
I'll probably go a little bit higher than that. I think the Cowboys are going to kind of run away with this in Jerry's world. I think it's going to be uh 30, I'll say 35-14. I think the Cowboys are going to put it on them.
I
I don't think
I
Kansas City
just
is very good.
with the
I think
defensive
offensively
stature they had
they're
last
yeah,
week
yeah,
with the Chiefs, they held up
yeah,
very phenomenal against the Colts in the run game, especially. And I think if you can do that there, you can definitely do it here. But once
yeah,
again, I feel like it's gonna be another first half just duke out, and then they're gonna find the rhythm, or it could be completely flipped. They could completely go off, and then it just comes
yeah,
to a standstill, which we've seen in primetime games.
yeah.
But no, I could absolutely see a 35-14,
Yeah, I think
35-17-ish smack,
yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Because if you're going to beat the Chiefs, you're not just going to beat the Chiefs. You're going to
yeah,
beat the Chiefs.
yeah. Yeah, especially it being in Dallas, I think they'll be. I think that's what's going to be the difference maker.
I can see that. And if the Chiefs lose this game, could this be the make or break?
I think so. I think so because their schedule doesn't get any easier. So
100% no.
I think this is basically playoffs for Kansas City. With them being
100%.
so, even though they're 6-5, it's not like they're 6-5, number one in their division. They're
Exactly.
number three in they're number three in their division,
And in the hunt
and
right now, they're not even.
they're not even in the playoffs yet.
Yep.
And so, um, especially with Baltimore and Houston and those teams are
Making a
right
run.
there with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you've got those other teams that are ahead of you are either in your division or they're winning their division. So it's
Exactly.
tough.
And then on top of that, too, you got to think about it. This is technically a playoff game for Dallas. If I'm
Yeah,
Dallas, you
same
still got
thing.
a shot at every single thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, especially with beating Philly last
yes,
week, you've got a
100%.
shot at everything. Yeah.
100%.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be one hell of a week. I feel like the winners and losers will both reap the rewards. I don't think there's a. I just think it ups the ante if the Chiefs lose. Meaning,
Yeah.
okay, what are the Chiefs gonna start doing now since they're out of the
Yeah.
playoffs? They're on a lose streak.
Yeah.
And then Dallas, what are they gonna do if they start winning now? And then Philly, let's say they go in next week against the Bears. The
Oh
Bears
yeah,
on
on
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah,
Yep.
that you know,
Need Philly to win that game.
100%. But dude, like, what if they go in there and they lose? That just opens the door for everything Dallas.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
keeps them alive. It keeps them in everything. Um, I don't see the Eagles losing that game. I really don't. That one's going to
I
be a
don't
chippy
either.
one too. That one's going to be holy shnikes chippy.
We'll see. We'll see because
Um,
this
dude, it's
let's
always the NFC games, man.
let's go. Let's hit the next game first before we talk about that one.
Oh yeah,
Cincinnati,
my bad, my bad.
Baltimore. You're good.
Um,
Sunday night or
oh
Thursday
here,
night
hold on one
game.
sec. I had this too. What should both game plans be for Chiefs and Cowboys? What do you think? How do you think the Chiefs? What should their main objective? Do you get Rasheed Rice going early? Do you try to throw them off with your identity? Do you try to run it heavy and then pass the ball?
Um,
Get them biting.
yes. I think you try to. I think it's all about clock management. When you go up against a team like Dallas, who is just is they're going to sling the rock.
They can turn
They're,
the
they don't
field
they
in
don't
a
have
matter of
they
seconds.
don't have they don't have the running game to just be like, oh well, we're going to run the ball and manage the clock. It's not going to happen in
A goal
Dallas.
line run or a red zone running, yes, 100%. They will punch the
Well,
ball,
yeah,
but
I
getting the
mean
ball
that's
downfield.
everybody though. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to run the ball on the goal line, so where it's like, oh, cool, you stopped me, but I gained 3 yards, and
Yeah,
then boom, you punch it in, to run some of that clock out. But going up and down the field, they're going to sling the rock. So
100%.
with Kansas City, you have to try to eliminate as many big plays as you possibly can, which is not going to be easy when you have a fucking two-headed demon with CeeDee Lamb and fucking George Pickens, you
100%.
know. Because as of right now, I'm doubling George Pickens and I'm letting CD beat me because CD's
100%.
dropping the ball. He's not playing, as well as he should be playing. But if I'm Kansas City, I've got Pacheco back. I'm running the ball. I'm getting the ball into Rasheed Rice's hands, dumping it down. I'm dumping the ball down to Travis Kelsey, letting it, trying to get these guys a run in space. I'm playing Kansas City football. Um,
Absolutely.
and I'm just trying to clock management and not give up the big play against Dallas, which is gonna happen.
100%.
So that's really all you can do in that situation.
And if you're Dallas on defense, you have to keep an eye on Kelsey. He's the relief
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah,
Rasheed Rice, yeah, he's gonna be a crosser. Xavier
yeah,
Worthy might, he hasn't really been a factor lately. Tyquan Thornton, they do take shots with him, but dude, Rasheed Rice and Travis Kelsey, everybody
yeah,
just seems to go brain dump on third and long and think that Kelsey's not going to be relevant. He always does the sit. He always does the
yeah,
sit. So you can have your
yeah,
cover two, you can have this and that, but outside linebacker, middle linebacker, I don't know why anyone really hasn't came up with like that sort of game plan. But it's just
yeah,
like, okay, cool. He goes to the left or he runs, that way. Outside's got him. If he goes this way, middle's got him,
yeah.
and not like a zone, like a man, like man up.
Well, and I don't
And don't
understand why
don't throw
teams
don't throw
don't.
it every play because you can't do that. Essentially you're
Yeah,
gonna pick up on it. But at third downs, double him. Throw a little schmutz in there.
yeah. But and what I don't understand, if I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm playing the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm right off the line of scrimmage. I am destroying Travis Kelsey.
One
He
hundred
is
percent.
not he is not physical in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I am having my linebacker get their hands on him early, reroute him, because we've seen it in the past. When he doesn't play well, it's because defenses reroute him. They get their hands on him. He
And
is not physical.
everybody does this stuff where they push him outside. Dude, throw him into the lineman. Throw him
Throw
in
him
there.
into the
Triple him up.
alignment,
If he trips
jam
up on
him
them, that is
inside.
it.
Yes, jam him inside. Um, yeah. But other than that, like, yeah,
No, yeah, I'm right there with you on that. Um, if they're watching this right now, you're welcome for the
yep,
cheats and tricks. And we would like at least $3 million. I mean, we saw what they paid Mahomes, man. Come on.
yeah.
If we get you a win, pay up. All right, Bengals at Ravens. I'm gonna be that guy. And
Taking Joey B.
dude,
Joey B
absolutely
on
not.
his welcome back in.
Absolutely not. I can't do that, dude.
Nah,
Ravens
I
are too
think
hot right now.
Ravens.
Joey
Yeah,
B, I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but like we said, okay, cool. You're going to have 40 points, but what does that matter when the
yeah,
defense has 50? Like your
right,
defense is trash.
yeah,
You don't have T Higgins. Yeah, you got
yeah,
Tinsel or Tinsley, whatever. But he's
yeah,
making some stands. That's awesome. Phenomenal. Good job on
yeah,
him. But I don't see Yoshi with the drops he's been having, the brick hands. He's been building like these brick houses every week. Um, you got him dropping them. You still have the same offensive line. This is what irks
yeah,
me the most. You had this whole trade deadline that goes off. You had players like also on the defensive end. You had players like Stephon Gilmore still there. I'm
yeah,
sorry, but if I was the Bengals and Joey B went down, I'm doing kind of everything in my power to snag at least veteranized cornerbacks or DBs.
yeah,
People who they might not have the get up and go, but dude, Stephon Gilmore, not reigning, but was a defensive player of the year, Super Bowl champion numerous times. He is the reason why Tom Brady has certain rings. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the reason why he has certain appearances.
yeah,
Super Bowl 52 never would have been a thing if we didn't cheat out the Jags. And then Stephon Gilmore played phenomenal defense. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, you know, I just don't see how you don't go for him when he's like his agent. The one team said no, we're not doing it, but the pricing right now is like 4 million. How do you not
Yeah,
just do 4 million for a 2 year? How do you not do that? But you're doing
yeah,
all this money for all these other guys who you got T Higgins who's out, Joey B's coming back from injury who was also out. So it's like they're just playing it completely wrong, and that's just a complete upper
yeah.
level, not the player management. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
coaching, that's everything else in between there. But but yeah, man. I think the Bengals, you'd be stupid not to lose.
Yeah,
Um, you got a decent draft order right now. You can kind of get a good stance on the O line, like the Patriots did, or you can get a good stance on the defensive end. Like we talked
yeah,
about before, this is going to be a very big DB backed draft, I feel like. Once again, we won't know until people commit to the draft. So don't hate us if it's not. But the
right.
way it's looking, dude, you could snag an outside linebacker and then a DB round 1 and 2, and that could be your game changers. That could be all you really need. Or,
Yeah,
get an O line, do a left tackle, right tackle, then move on to the defense. You have so much opportunity, so much for to revamp your game. And it's going to be a shame if the Bengals waste it by trying to win out. You already suck. Just lose. Just lose. Now, granted, I understand how that sounds. Like as a fan, I don't want to see that. Like I still want my guys to put up. But let's be honest. We saw
yeah.
the
You're
Giants.
not
We
making the
saw the
playoffs.
Giants punt on the 29-yard line.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
if you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. They're gonna make
yeah,
sure of it. Okay.
yeah,
Um. For Ravens, it is an absolute must win. I believe after this week. Hold on 1 second. I know he's got one. I thought so. This week is an absolute must win because the Ravens play Cincinnati, then Pittsburgh, and then at Cincinnati. You
yeah,
have to win all three of these games. And then they play New England, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. They have
yeah,
that is a, on paper, that does not look like a hard schedule.
yeah,
Divisionally, and then you got New England and Green Bay random as hell right
yeah,
there at the
yeah,
end of the season, the way they've been playing.
yeah,
And that's going to be another that's going to be another big Drake May moment right there too, going into Baltimore,
yeah,
winning against a very hot Ravens team.
yeah.
So we got a lot of big stuff coming up, but on the Ravens, you cannot lose these next three games, at least the next two.
Yeah,
You
you
have
got
to
to go
beat
at least, you got to
Pittsburgh.
go 2-1. You got to
Yeah,
go
you
two and
have to
one.
beat Pittsburgh. You can afford to
Yeah,
lose to Cincinnati, but it can't be this
yeah,
game. It has to be at Cincinnati. It's home
yeah,
field advantage, home field away, whatever. But at the end of the day,
yeah. You can lose in Cincinnati. Don't lose at home to
don't lose at
Cincinnati.
home. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Because if you get that
yeah,
fourth place spot in the divisional round,
yep,
or you win your division, you get that, what is it, the fourth place
yeah,
spot, you're going to be at home. You cannot
yeah,
go into the playoffs losing home. That's what happened to the Steelers.
yeah,
Freaking Steelers went 11-0. They played 7 games away, 4 at home, and then they lost like all their home games the rest of the year.
yeah,
And then they lost at home for the playoffs to the Browns. And
yeah,
it's like, dude, you
yeah,
can't lose. You lose all the momentum. And the
yeah,
biggest thing to me, I feel like it's a whole juju thing. It's not Smith Schuster, but it's a whole vibe. The
yeah,
fans, they know you lose at home. There's already that on the mindset. When you don't, like
yeah,
Tom Brady, what's the one thing he didn't do? Lose at freaking New England. He did not
yeah,
lose in New England. So, you know, when we went to the playoffs every year, it's like, okay, we're at least going to the championship, right? We're at least going divisional for wild card, right? Like we're doing something. So yeah, you just can't lose at home. And I feel like this is going to be a very big statement also too for the Ravens to show that they are back, because their division is the hardest one to win, statistically, um, to the lower ranking team.
yeah,
So because look even on the Bengals Super Bowl run, they lost to the Browns twice, they lost to the Steelers twice, they lost to the Ravens once. All had lower records. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And they went to the Super Bowl. That was their Super Bowl year. So it's like they put up the numbers, they had the work. It's just you know, it's hard to win. It's hard to win, especially against divisional, and that's 4 out of 6 of their next smuts. Who is Monday? Who's on the Monday night game? Or
We're getting
no,
Friday night.
Friday. Friday.
Friday's
Yeah, my
game.
bad. Friday.
Bears at Philly.
Bears at Philly. Oh wait, hold on. What's your score for the Ravens game? I have 83-80 Ravens.
I mean, to be fair, I could see that.
No,
um,
and I'm gonna be completely honest. I could 100% see a 45-38 game.
yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna say I think Baltimore's gonna run away with it. I think it's gonna be 35-21.
I can see that. Hands down, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. Or 35-21, 27-14, somewhere around there.
The Ravens are going to be 30 plus. The
Yeah.
Ravens are going to be 30 plus.
Yeah.
You don't have the
Yeah.
threats they do and just not bounce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
All right,
Eagles,
Chicago
Eagles
at
and
Philly.
Bears. Eagles
Yeah.
and Bears. You know, I do like what I've seen from Jalen Hurts, not just because he's on my fantasy team. Um, Last week he did have a one of the better games when it comes to being a quarterback. Um, 27-39, 289 yards, one touchdown, 7 carries, 33 yards, 2 touchdowns on the runs, and then he took 1 sack. Meanwhile, flip side, you have Saquon, who's sucking mad schnutz. He had 10
Sucking
carries,
dicks.
22 yards, 7 out of 8 receptions. That's where he got all his points, by the way.
Yeah.
52
And then
yards
the
on the nose,
fumbles.
and then the fumbles. So
Yep.
you have them kind of flip flop. They're not in sync yet. Um, the Bears are hot,
Ah,
hot, hot.
I mean,
They
their record is showing that they're hot, but
100%.
let's be realistic now. And they have not played good teams. So they lost to the Vikings, they lost to the Lions, they beat the Cowboys, which is a good win. That was their best win because they beat them up. They beat them up. Then they barely beat the Raiders. It was the last second field goal. They
Barely
barely
beat the
beat the
Bengals.
Commanders, which is the last second field goal. They they beat up on the Saints, but not really beat up on the Saints.
Yeah,
Um, they lost to the Ravens. Then they beat the Bengals close,
barely.
and that
That
was
was a
that
last
was the
second throw.
47-42
Yeah,
game. And then they barely beat the Giants. Then they barely beat the Vikings. And then I think their best win, but it wasn't even, I don't even think their best win was beating a, a, a good
Mason
Steelers team,
Rudolph Steelers team.
but a Mason Rudolph Steelers team. I think if
If Aaron
Rodgers
Rodgers
plays
was
that,
in,
but
they don't win.
at the same time, Mason Rudolph played a really solid game,
He
with the
played.
exception of that very first pick on the drive, on
Yeah,
that
no,
very
one hundred
first
percent.
drive, the opening drive. He played solid. Like
He
he did
still did commit,
everything. Yeah.
but but
So
he got a B
their
plus
defense
because of
just didn't
clock
show up again,
management. Well,
and their
defense
defense showed up in the first half, and then the
yes,
second half they weren't there.
but with Mason Rudolph's clock management, you can't give Caleb Williams
Yeah.
that time, and
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers would not have. He's played the Bears enough.
Yeah.
He owns the Bears.
Well,
We
in
know
the
that.
NFL, you can't give anybody that amount of time in the NFL,
No,
man. They're
but
in the
with
NFL
from
for a
what we've
reason. I don't care
seen,
who you are. But
the
yeah,
look at how many last
but
second
Caleb Williams is
everything.
playing lights out football. Caleb
No, no.
Williams is playing really good football,
Once
and
again,
that's
he did
that's
exactly
the
what we
best
talked
part.
about the last time. Is
Yeah,
he had the mistakes in the first half, and then
yeah,
second half it's a completely different dude. He's not
yeah.
taking the shots. He's throwing them. He's learning. He's learning from his
But
mistakes, and that's what makes him so dangerous.
yeah,
But the Bears, if they have the ball last, something about the
yeah,
football gods. I don't know what Caleb has done, painting his nails for the devil, but the football
yeah,
gods are answering for the Bears
yeah,
right now. The last second
yeah,
stuff, they're
yeah.
answering for the Bears. And last
But
year
I
it was
do
the
think this
Chiefs.
is the yeah this is the Bears' first real test
100%.
against a Super Bowl, the reigning Super Bowl champs. Well, let's see what they can do. That
100%.
like this is really the big test because
Now,
then they go into Green Bay next week.
yeah, that
So
if you
you know what
guys
I
could
mean?
catch them
Like
on a double loss, if Green Bay could pull it out this week or next week, Eagles this week, that'd be one
yeah,
hell of a double.
yeah,
And
because
no,
their
and
schedule's
also
tough,
too
dude.
with Jalen Hurts, man, he's throwing the ball. He's
Yeah,
throwing the ball. Devontae Smith is,
because he needs to. because Saquon's irrelevant.
but that's what
Yeah,
they need to
yeah,
do to win. Saquon doesn't need to
yeah,
be irrelevant. He doesn't need to be.
yeah,
But
yeah.
when you
He
have
just needs to
every
be there.
other play be a
Yeah,
run to the left, okay,
yeah,
cool. They're gonna pick up on it. Saquon's gonna have 22 yards a game. That's
yeah,
exactly what he did
yeah,
last week. He's gonna
yeah.
have 22 yards if you can. But one thing I do like that the Eagles did,
Push.
they saw that, they got
Yeah,
that,
good for that.
and then they started throwing the
Yeah,
ball to Saquon. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
started getting him outside.
yeah,
They started throwing the ball more, and that's where I think
yeah,
Jalen Hurts, if he can get into this
yeah.
rhythm, he's good, man. So,
Go lay down. Just super moon.
but yeah, no, freaking, I see the Eagles winning.
Yep.
Um, I don't want to put a freaking score on it, but I can see them winning.
I think it's gonna be a close one.
I'm gonna do something
I think.
crazy.
I think.
I'm gonna call overtime. Eagles Bears. I'm gonna call overtime. Eagles are gonna. I feel like the Eagles are gonna hit some crazy play at the end to end it. I'm
I
gonna
can
call
see it.
overtime.
All right. I
I'm
like
gonna
it.
call overtime and like an AJ Brown Super Bowl 75-yard bomb that they just come out of nowhere with.
Yeah.
Remember that the Chiefs one, Chiefs and
Yeah.
Eagles. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
got my
Hey,
rocks off.
relax in there. Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you do want to talk about it, all we got is the because I doubt we're gonna be on this weekend unless you have time. Are you gonna have family over?
It's so nice.
Okay. Um,
I live in North Carolina, man. Ain't nobody coming over.
that's fair.
Megan works all weekend. So Megan, the wife works. She's working today. She works tomorrow,
Got you.
and she's off Friday. And then I think she works Saturday and Sunday.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I mean, we might be able to squeeze it in this weekend then.
Yeah.
But as far as the Patriots and Giants, you know, the Patriots got to put that pressure on Jameis Winston. They can't let him have the free roam. Now, granted, the Patriots are
Yeah.
not as sloppy as the Lions defense,
Yeah.
um, but everybody has those games. But this is an absolute must-win for the Patriots. Um,
Are we
going
not going to
into
run
our
through the Sunday games?
oh yeah, yeah, no, we are. I'm just kind of trying to hit more
Oh,
like
okay.
since we're
Okay.
going in depth with these ones. Um,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That,
it's just
yes. Fair.
with the
Yeah.
Patriots on Monday.
Yeah.
Um, you got to win. You got the Bills,
Yeah. You can't
you
lose that
got the
game.
Ravens,
Yeah.
and then you have the
Yeah.
Dolphins. You got the Jets. Yeah, they don't seem hard, but it's divisional games. Divisional
Yeah.
games don't. It does not matter what your division is or how everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
But
So
you don't want to lose to shitty teams. You can't lose
no,
to
no, no.
shitty teams
And
right
that's what
now.
the Patriots have not done. Minus the Raiders
Yeah.
first week, and then you played the Steelers. Those are their only
Yeah.
two losses. You're getting your team figured out. You're finding out your identity, and those weren't blowouts by
Yeah.
no means. They were one
Yeah.
score games.
Yeah.
I think Raiders were 4 points or 5 points, and then Steelers were three.
Yeah.
I'll take those. I'll take those.
Yeah.
Those were Drake May lapses. They figured it
Yeah.
out. We're rolling heavy now. But yeah, but let's go ahead and knock out these Sunday schmutzes. By the way, everybody, just so you know, we are 23-5 right now for picking teams.
Nice.
This is the past two
Nice.
weeks.
Yeah.
Apparently, people are in leagues to where you pick out like what team is going to win and stuff. Apparently, people have leagues like that and they bet money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome because we'd be winning right now.
Nice. All right. So
So
Sunday starting off. We got Niners in Cleveland.
I am in Cleveland.
Yes.
I'm taking the Browns, my man.
I'm gonna ride with the Niners. I think the Niners are playing good football. I think they're
If
solid. I don't think anybody has an answer for McCaffrey.
100%,
I mean, the dude is leading the league in receptions as a running back
damn right,
with 81. Like that's like
it's
he's
phenomenal.
playing lights out football. So I don't think Cleveland has a chance.
I
I don't think their offense is going to match the other offense. I think their defense
I
is
can
going
see
to
that.
keep them in games, but I just don't think. I think San Francisco is going to score more than Cleveland will. That's what I really come down
I
to.
100% can see that.
Yeah,
This is just more of
but
a
like I
league.
said,
This is just more of a
I can
league
see Cleveland. I can see an
where the
upset,
Browns have a
but I don't.
phenomenal defense. If they can find a way to maintain Christian McCaffrey, you
Yeah,
know, with the Browns win against the Packers, and then one thing they did was hold Josh Jacobs. You know, and even when he tried to get outside for some screens, the Browns read it pretty good.
Yeah.
That's where you find McCaffrey. That's why he's leading the fucking, I mean, don't get me wrong, like he does go downfield, but it's typically
Yeah.
dump offs. Um, but it's just if Miles Garrett can get that pressure on Shadur, um, or if Miles Garrett can get that pressure on Brock Purdy,
Yeah.
um, I think Brock Purdy's playing like a third string Mac Jones right now. To be honest, he's not playing anything phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, with Persall, I don't know if Persall is a little starstruck being back, but he's not playing anywhere near. You got Fred Warner, Nick Bosa still out. Um, I just I could see the Browns very well staying in there, and I think it's going to come down last possession. I think it's going to go into. I think they're going to go tied last possession, and it's all going to depend on if Brock Purdy can maintain the ball. I just
Yeah.
he just I don't have that confidence, with him. With Juwan Jennings last week, my man was working for Brock Purdy. Like he was making it happen for him. But
Yeah.
Purdy on a lot of these catches, especially with Kittle, Purdy's not putting the ball where he needs to put it. These guys are going up and making fucking plays, and that's where he's getting certain stuff. So, you know, I think the Browns defense could potentially hold him. I,
Yeah.
I hope not though. I want to see. I have Chris McCaffrey on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
I would love to see him pop off, but the last time I said that was when in my other league when I had Josh Jacobs and he played the Browns and he got fucking stood up like a
Yeah.
bad date. But
All right. So next, which is a must win, Jacksonville at Tennessee. It's a must win for Jacksonville to keep them in this playoff hunt, especially if the Chiefs do win,
yeah,
tomorrow. Um, Jacksonville needs that win. Have to. Um, which I think obviously they can't because Tennessee is just bad. Um,
100%.
so I think that should be an easy win for them. Um, moving on.
Yeah.
Um, Next one's a
Now
big
remember,
game.
remember though, remember the last time we said that about the Jags. Or wait, no, they played the Chargers. My bad.
Yeah,
The Jags played the
yeah.
Chargers and
That
beat
that was
the ever
and
living shit out of them.
yeah, yeah. So next game this is a huge game, especially in the AFC in the playoff race and divisional. Houston at Indy. Houston's in the hunt for the playoffs. They're not going to win their division, obviously, but it's a huge game for Indy to get them a step up
But it's a bigger game for
because,
Houston because you
but it's
have
a
a
bigger game
chance.
for Houston because you have a chance.
And we
Um,
saw them hold. We saw them hold. Who was it? Who was it? Fuck.
what
Hold
are we
on.
talking about? Houston? Are you talking about Houston?
Houston. They held Buffalo. They
Yeah.
held Buffalo.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't
So,
see
I
them
mean,
not holding Golden State.
they've won some good games, man. They've lost some tough games. Um, but they beat the piss out of the Ravens. Earlier on in the season, they beat the Niners, they beat the Jags, they beat the Bills.
They've beaten
You
good
know,
teams,
it
dude.
they've beaten some good teams. They've lost to some good teams, but they've beaten some good teams.
Exactly.
So, um, yeah, that's good. That's a huge
I'm going.
game
I'm
for
going
the AFC.
Texans. I'm going Texans.
I'm gonna say Indy. I think it being at Indy, and with Indy's losing to KC last week, I think they're gonna bounce back.
I'm gonna say this too on the Texans defense, who's phenomenal on the run.
Yes,
They
they're
held
so
Jared
good.
Cook. You saw, you saw the Chiefs though hold Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
No one's done that.
yeah,
It is phenomenal that people some of these analytics that I've been watching, some on
yeah,
First Take, some on other stuff, to sit there and think that every team is not watching exactly what the Chiefs did
yeah,
to hold Jonathan Taylor is stupid in itself. They're
yeah.
gonna watch it. Houston's already making those plays. They're already making the protection or the schemes for it.
Chill out.
I could see them. I could see them. That's like the main thing. If you hold Jonathan Taylor, I could see them out shooting. Real
We'll
quick, is
see.
Davis Mills playing?
Yes,
Stroud's ready
I don't think CJ's back yet. I mean, he could be,
because that's
but
kind of the make or break too.
I don't know. I
He's
haven't.
questionable. It's showing he's going to play.
Yeah,
It says he's practicing and he's could be cleared. So
then I definitely take Indy.
yeah, I'm taking Indy then, man. They were hot
It's
with Davis
just
Mills.
yeah,
Stroud, unless he comes out and does something, but
yeah,
Stroud,
it's tough.
CJ is not doing anything this year. He's having a
Yeah,
bad sophomore slump.
yeah.
He's Is it a sophomore slump or is this his third year?
I believe it's a sophomore.
Okay, either way, he's sucking ass.
No, no, it's his third year, I believe.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can't
I'm gonna
remember. I
switch
don't
it up. I'm
fucking
gonna take
know.
the Colts then.
Yeah,
I could 100% see Houston's defense giving them more possessions than they should have,
yeah,
but I don't see the offense working with it. And
yeah,
that's another thing too. If I'm the Raiders, I'm looking at Davis Mills right now. I'm
yeah,
100% looking. He's still more on the young
yeah,
side, and the
yeah,
dude shows that confidence, man.
yeah,
He drops back and you see like a young Philip Rivers. Like he's got kind of like that same swag about him.
yeah. Mm. Next game, who
What you
gives
got?
a shit? New Orleans at Miami. I'll take Miami,
I'm
but I
taking
don't really give a
Saints.
shit. Don't really give a shit.
Saints all
Um,
day, baby. New Orleans
don't
up.
really, yeah, don't really care about this other game either. It's a shit game. Atlanta at the Jets. I'll take Atlanta.
Falcons, baby.
Good parlay. Um, Next one's a big game for Tampa Bay, Arizona at Tampa Bay. We talked about that earlier on in the podcast.
Yeah.
With Baker being out, that's a huge game that they need to win. It's first a bad Arizona team. Um,
I'm gonna take
I'm gonna
Tampa
ride.
Bay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tampa
Um, as hot as
just
Arizona's
because
looking right now,
they just got a
um,
better team.
Yeah, exactly. Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah,
It's not like the defense is
yeah,
still stout. The defense is still
yeah,
top 10, and then
yeah,
Teddy Bridgewater. You have you just gave him all the weapons Baker's been using,
yeah,
and if anything, he might not be as fast or like agile as Baker. Baker's a little shithead, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, Teddy's been there. He's done this. It's not like he's fresh out the box.
Yeah.
What else you got, Bubba?
Um, Next game is another big game. Rams at Carolina.
Dude,
I'm gonna take the Rams,
I didn't
but
realize too.
Carolina is good.
Carolina's in there.
They're
Carolina
yeah. Well,
is
that's why I'm
they
saying it's a big game for Tampa Bay because Carolina can overtake the division. Um, oh, hold on, breaking news.
what
Four-time Pro Bowl
Zach Wilson.
center, yeah, four-time Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow is coming out of retirement and returning to the Lions.
Yo, what the hell?
Ugh.
Like today? Like he's gonna be there next game?
No, he's not. There's no way he's playing tomorrow. But
Oh yeah, dude. Shit.
he'll probably play next week. Yeah,
Dude,
because he's only been retired this year, so
was he
he's
with
probably
the
still.
Lions before?
Mhm. Yeah, I think he's been there his whole career.
That dude said, "All right, they're doing good. I'm slinging."
Well, not just that. I think it's just they need help. I mean, look what what's his nuts did for Philly. That the defensive
Yeah, that's
defensive
right.
lineman. What's his name?
Brandon Graham.
Graham. Yeah, Brandon Graham came. He saw that they needed help and depth on that defensive line, and he's like, you know what? I'll come out of retirement for the year.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, and that's like
um,
also too with Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl season. Um, Eric Waddle or Weddle.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
came out. They gave him a call, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'll help."
yeah,
Came
yeah.
out,
So,
fucked
but
around, and
yeah,
got a ring, bro.
Rams at Carolina. I think is a big game.
I'm going Panthers,
Um,
man. As hot as Matt Stafford's been, the Panthers are rolling, and I think they know damn well. I don't see.
I'm
I
taking the
also
Rams.
I don't see the Rams holding Dowdle the way we think.
Yeah,
Legette's been popping off. Bryce Young's been smart with the ball. He's been doing phenomenal things with the ball, and as long as he can keep that up, I don't see them having a problem. But if they
yeah.
turn it over, if they give the Rams two or three more possessions than they should have, yeah, it's gonna go sideways real quick. But I guess I'm gonna try the Panthers on that one.
Ah, good to go. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Rams. I think they're just playing too good at football.
100%. This is a toss. It's a
Minnesota,
throw up for me for the Panthers, but I'm gonna
yeah,
try to sling it.
yeah. Minnesota at Seattle. I'm taking
Seattle,
Seattle. I think that's a
gotcha.
no-brainer. Another big game. Buffalo at Pittsburgh. I
Pittsburgh
believe,
taking Pitt.
I believe Rodgers is back, so
He
I'm
is.
also going to take Pittsburgh. Um,
Yeah, dude. You got. I'm
yeah, I think
as
that's
much as
yeah.
much as
Plus, it's a
um
must win for them. They've got to win. They can't lose. They've got to win.
when
So I think they're
when the
going to come
Bills
out and
were
fired
seeing
up.
this kind of level of complacency where they've been here
Yeah,
before and they keep using that as an excuse. Oh, we've been here before. We've been here before.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
Patriots said that too in 2019, and then we lost in
yeah,
the divisional round. So,
yeah,
um, I just think they're using all these excuses of experience. I think
yeah,
the Steelers are going to bring out more grit. I don't see anybody on the Bills defense stopping DK
yeah,
Metcalf.
yeah,
Like, I'm sorry, but they have not played. They
yeah,
haven't played anyone of that stature, and with Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield,
yeah,
they are lighting up the field, and
yeah,
I don't want to play them in the playoffs. If Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers gets to the playoffs, I'm gonna tell you right now, we could very potentially see a Rams Steelers Super Bowl.
Yeah, you
Or,
never
or
know,
what
man.
would be even crazier would be a freaking Packers and Steelers Super Bowl. That would be a rematch from
Yeah,
2000. Was it 10?
yeah. 2010 when Green Bay won the Super
Yeah,
Bowl. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
yeah,
Oh man, that'd be
yeah,
cool. And that'd be on. Oh,
uh,
dude, Jordan Love's 27th year.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Next we've got uh, uh, I think a easy win for the Chargers. Raiders at Chargers.
Oh yeah,
That should be a
Raiders for
fairly
sure.
easy win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders upset though, because that's just the Chargers. But I'm gonna run with the Chargers. The
100%.
Chargers just always lose to shitty teams. And then
Is that the Sunday night game?
nah, it's the 425 game. This
Oh,
this
okay.
is the Sunday night game. This is the last one we're gonna talk about is Denver at Washington. Um,
Broncos.
yeah, I'm gonna
Broncos are
ride
2-0,
with the
man.
Broncos. Yeah, I think just a much better team.
Coming off the bye
I
week as
think if
well.
Jaden Daniels was, I think if Daniels was playing, I think maybe the outcome would be a little bit different. But I think Denver just overall is just a much better team,
Yeah, and even with Jaden
especially
Daniels in,
defensively.
man, he's playing like C.J. Stroud. They don't. They're
Yeah.
in. They're doing their thing, but nothing's
Well, they
happening
also,
on
I don't,
offense.
their defense isn't good either. That's the thing
No,
is their defense just isn't good.
by no means. But that's what I'm saying too. Is the Broncos defense is definitely a clear top five, top four defense. They're coming off of a bye week. Sean Payton statistically, he
Yeah.
has like 75% of his seasons on a winning record after the bye week. So
Yeah.
very rarely do they lose after getting a whole week to just chill and talk about it. Um, Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, they know their schedule just like everybody else. But I think this is one of those games they look at. Hey, we have to win this game. We must win this game, especially since they're so close. Like the Patriots are 10-2. I think they're 9-2, right? So I think that's the whole mantra that we're going into is they know the schedule. They obviously want the number one spot, but I just don't see them losing. And if they do lose, holy shit. But
Yeah.
I just don't see them giving it up to the
Yeah. I mean,
Raiders.
yeah.
But alrighty, that's that one. Jake, you got anything else? Anything else popping up for you?
No, not that I am aware of. Sports wise, I think we hit everything and some.
Nice. Yeah, we did. We
Um,
that's why I was pumped about doing this today. Is we had a lot to go off of.
yeah, I think there's, as we like we talked about, coming down to the wire,
100%.
it's basically playoff implications at this point. In the NFL, it's always playoff implications. You want to win, you want to go undefeated. There's games you can lose, there's games you can't lose, but I think we're at the time right now where teams are going to start really fighting for divisions. Really, we're already fighting. Teams are already fighting for seedings.
Yeah.
Some of the seedings are already pretty much locked in. You've got the Patriots, you've got you've got the Colts, you've got teams like that are pretty much locked into like the top two, three spots, no matter what. Um,
And then you got teams
but
like
it's
the
it
Giants who are already eliminated.
already
How
out,
is that going to
which
affect
I
their
think
opponents of
other teams are
exactly?
going to get eliminated this weekend. I think Tennessee's going to get eliminated from contention this weekend. Probably the Giants.
I was actually looking at Cam Ward's numbers right now. I did not know he went for 24 out of 42, 256 yards and a touchdown.
No, Cam Ward can sling
He's
the
doing
rock, man.
everything he's got
He
with nothing,
Cam Ward
honestly.
can sling the rock. That team just sucks.
Yeah, that's
They are
just all around a
terrible.
horrible. Yeah. Um,
which is funny because it's like, how did how did the Giants become the first team eliminated from the playoffs, but the Tennessee Titans are 1-10? How does that make sense?
I think it has to do with division.
Tennessee's
No,
not winning that fucking
I'm just
division.
playing. I have no idea,
Yeah. So
dude.
yeah,
That's actually a really good
I don't
point.
know. I don't fucking know. I mean, maybe it's because the remaining schedule. Fuck no, their schedule is tough as shit coming up. They're not winning a damn game, maybe
Who?
one.
The Titans?
Yeah. Yeah, they've got Jacksonville, Browns, Niners, Chiefs, Saints, and Jaguars again.
Oh
They're
my
maybe beating the
god.
Saints. They're
Oh,
maybe beating the Saints. Like,
dude, dude.
the
You
fuck?
know the person making the schedule was like a Shadeur fan. He's like, "Oh, Cam Ward
Yeah.
must go first."
Yeah.
Done.
Right. Yeah.
Check off.
So, yeah.
Dang, man, that's
So,
a schedule right there.
yeah.
Um,
But
but
that's
no,
about it.
everybody, that is pretty much it. We're gonna go and wrap up episode 4. Thank you guys a ton. We had up to 12 views. We had about 6, 7 concurrent viewers at one time. We have a couple people sticking around. Thank you guys a ton. We really appreciate it. You guys can be vocal. You can pop in the comments, talk about your team, talk about whatever. I review a day before on every video, so if you comment on the video, I'll see it, and then we'll get to you in the next video. Um, we'll probably pop in on this weekend, probably Saturday or Sunday, maybe. We'll work around it for sure.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Want you guys to stay safe, no stupid shit.
Yep.
Be here so that way we can huddle up again next week. And oh, that's actually pretty cool. That was catchy.
It's good.
That was money.
Yeah.
Yeah, be here, stick around. Hey, appreciate,
We'll have whatever.
dude. Hold up, is that you?
What?
Did you just comment on the stream?
No, I didn't
Oh,
comment.
this is a legit person. Oh, yeah. No, his name is XX Nacho, but it's XX Nacho 10. So I thought that was you, but it's spelled
What'd he say?
NOTCH. He's a nice job, players.
Oh, that might be my brother. I wonder if that's my brother.
Oh, nice, dude. No, I saw the
That
notch 10 and I was like, you bitch.
that might
Dude.
no, that's not me. That might be my
Oh, bro.
brother,
Oh, heck yeah.
which I'm
Heck yeah.
assuming is probably Joey. So fuck you, Joey.
Hey, Joey, fuck you. Sorry, dude. That's how it goes this
Yeah,
week.
yeah. But we'll see you guys back here either Saturday or Sunday, 6:15 PT formation. Be there
Yeah.
in uniform.
Hey, NCO
All
Creed.
right.
You
Yeah.
better know it.
Don't do
Mama's home.
drugs. Don't drink and drive. Don't procreate.
No, yeah, seriously though, guys. As much fun as
Yeah,
we
be
have on the
smart.
channel, be smart, dude. It should
Yep.
be everything should be around the family, based
Don't beat
holidays,
your wives. Don't beat your
dude.
kids. Be
For real.
smart.
And it sounds like he's joking, but
I'm not.
we're not. We're
I'm
really
not. I'm
not.
not. I'm not.
But not for
Yeah.
real. Thank you guys for sticking around. Hey, Joey said fuck you. I think that is you.
Yeah, yeah, it is Joey.
Oh, that's
Thanks.
awesome, dude.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, bro.
Yeah, bro, we really appreciate it, man. Definitely smaller channel, but we're definitely it's getting bigger. We started out
Yeah, it's good.
109. We're at 109 subscribers. When we first started episode 1, we're up to 173, and we're closing in on about 800 ish views. But yeah, dude, I got a notification also when we started streaming. We got up to 18 hours of watch time. So that's out of
Nice.
everybody like doing that. Yeah, dude, it's not too bad.
Nice.
We're getting up there. But no, for real though, everybody have a great Thanksgiving, have a happy holidays, and we will definitely be on throughout the week, maybe the weekend. But once again, I'll post and
Yep.
let you know. Appreciate you guys.
All right, guys. Later.